high with selection in this summer's Ashes squad. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Worried about cheap insurance? Who offers great value cover you won't regret? Amy does. Before buying insurance issued by Amy, read the PDS and TMD at amy.com.au and consider whether it's right for you.
At St Mary's, got a crash South Road near Tonsley Boulevard. Edward Sound, Trang v cyclists there, Railway Terrace near the rail line. And in the city, Hindley Street is closed between Grace Road and Finn Place for uni graduations. That's through to 5:30 this Saturday. Busy at the moment, Main North Road at Fitzroy Terrace with cameras Kelly Road, Modbury and Kenahans Road at Happy Valley. Did you know Guzmani Gomez has a burrito with fries in it? They call it the Cali, and it's a cult classic. Look up hashtag GYG Did You Know for more fresh facts. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
And the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Partly cloudy tomorrow, a top of 19 after getting down to 12 overnight. Thursday, partly cloudy and 19. And then partly cloudy on Friday, a top of 21. Currently, it's 23. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
How could it happen? A partially blind driver given his licence back, then he kills a cyclist. Bad behaviour, see the Salisbury councillor's spray that sparked outrage. Short-lived relief, why another interest rate hit for homeowners is all but certain. And fears of stockpiling amid a plan to limit paracetamol sales. I'm Kate Collins. See the full story on 9 News tonight at 6.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowey and Timmy G.
5 minutes after 4, good afternoon to you on a very sunny Tuesday afternoon. And a jam-packed show to come as well. Timmy G, Stephen Rowe, good afternoon to you boys.
Thank you very much, Sam. Another beautiful autumn April day in Adelaide. It's so good to soak it up out there as we build up to another huge week here in Adelaide of sport. Not only our footy, our teams sit on 3 and 2 each, but Live Golf is coming to town in a big way and it's going to be huge. Welcome, Stephen Rowe. You're feeling it. You're feeling it in your bones again.
Yeah, look, I do. I love my golf. I love the fact that it's here, and I love the fact that the Cam Smith types are all talking about this will be the biggest one.
Yeah.
I mean, fancy that. They've played pretty much all around the world. They played in England, they played in Canada or America and whatnot, but this will be the big one. And I know why it'll be the big one, because it's sold out. The corporates are sold out. You can't get a ticket unless you listen to us.
Yeah.
Because we'll give you one away.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going down Friday.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, so
I'm actually...
hang on.
I'm jumping the gun a bit.
Are you going Thursday?
Well, I'm gonna try and... What would you say?
Don't tell me you weaved your way into the Pro-Am.
No, I haven't done that. But I'm going to weave my way onto the red carpet and see if I can get an interview or two Wednesday. You going to come?
That's tomorrow night. I'll come.
Good. So we're going to do that. Thursday, I'm going to watch the Pro-Am. I'm not going to be in it, but I'm going to watch it. Friday, we're going to be there.
We'll be there live.
Do the OB. Now, I was actually going to ask you a question. There's a big story tonight in the news.
Okay.
Accommodation is almost impossible to get down on the coastline because you want to be close to Grange, and of course all the hotels are charging. If there is a room, it's probably going to cost you, a couple of grand. I was just thinking, your nanny lives at Grange, doesn't it?
No,
Nanny got a spare room or not?
Nanny lives at Henley.
Even better.
She's got a spare room.
Well, now you're all out of there.
My little Gemma's got a townhouse at Grange.
Oh, here we go. So I was just thinking maybe we could do a deal, and I could be your landlord, sort of agent bloke. But,
well, hang on, you want to cut yourself in on our property?
Yeah, that's what I'm
doing.
You're
out
That's
that
what
way.
I'm doing. Yeah, I am. But
Give up your family
I've got too many
home.
people in the house.
Well, okay, if I do that, you've got to have nanny for the weekend, Gemma, my grandson, Rory.
Yeah, fit him in.
And I don't like being away from Rory more than 24 hours, so probably me.
I got you as well. I've got that wildcoat blanket. I'll put him under it.
That's not going to work, is it?
Hey, mate, it's just feeling like good news week here in Adelaide, and it has been last week as well. But some more good news last night. The rising star, Max Michelani,
how good?
Fantastic. Here he is on Channel 7, just happy to be recognised.
So it's a massive honour to be, recognised as a rising star for this week. I guess there's a lot of young kids around the comp that have been playing really good footy that are probably deserving of it as well. But I'm extremely happy for me to be recognised. I want to go out there and perform to the best of my ability, so the nerves are always there and I embrace that.
He's probably unlucky to be round 5 before he got it, to be fair.
A lot of people said that. He's Ben Hart Mark II. He's a humble lad. I just went through them. Tom Doedee 2018, round 2 nomination. 2019 none. This is for the Crows.
Right, yep.
2020, Lockie Scholl was round 18. And then, unusual, but 2021, he was also a nomination.
He didn't play enough.
That's exactly right, under 20 games. Round 13 the same year, Rolly Thilthorpe. Round 19 that year, Harry Schomburg. Last year, Josh Rochelle, which was round 4, he kicked his 5. So no Saligo last year. He still qualifies now. Max Michelini. Now, they're all going to be, I don't know, let's hope 200-game players.
Yeah.
He's a ripper, Max.
I don't know. It's hard to say that I've seen a bloke come in so young and perform so consistently
Ben Hart.
well. Ben Hart's the last one you can
All
probably
Australian
think
in his
of.
first year.
Yeah, that's incredible.
All Australian in his first year as a teenager.
He's not out of the... Well, it's only 5 rounds.
Five rounds, yeah, come on.
You know, he's an incredibly humble kid. I love that. And the way he accepted that
ripper.
is a really good chip off the old block there with the old man. Hey, Port Adelaide are wearing a special jumper this weekend. They love Anzac Round. They request it to be...
It's their number one
Adelaide,
request.
Yep, for Adelaide Oval. And today they launched the new jumper with Connor Rose, who won the Peter Badgo medal last year. Now, the jumper's going to have all the men and women that paid the supreme sacrifice in World War I that were in the Port Adelaide district. So it's a really nice gesture. Here is Connor Rosie on it.
It's a big honour, obviously. We've just spoken about what the round means as a whole, and the players don't take it for granted for sure. We've got a lot of fans and players in the past that have contributed to the Anzac Round, and I think the players in general know what it means, and we love playing in these sorts of games. So yeah, I can't wait to put the Guernsey on again and have another good game, hopefully.
Yeah, that audio thanks to Channel 7. It's one of the things, and having just been last October to the Somme and going through, you know, a lot of the various areas and trenches that were around and the battles that the Aussies fought in.
It's unreal, isn't
it really does dig deep into you when you think about it and you go back and think about those people and the sacrifices they made. Lucas from the footy club said, you know, I haven't heard back from Rowey. Would you like to vote on the Peter Badco medal?
Well, I'm calling the game. I just texted him back. So I didn't know I was calling the game until you told me yesterday, but I did get back to him. But it'd be an honour whether it's I vote for it or you vote for it. And I love how Port Adelaide do it. It is our most significant day of the year, lest we forget. We know that. It's I think what makes us Australians. It's the fabric of who we are as people and as sportsmen. You know, that Anzac spirit.
And
you know, that underdog spirit. That
you have a go.
And you just have a go. And boy, did they have a go.
It's going to be a
so,
great...
yeah, I'm honoured.
I'm really pleased that they're doing that once again. We mentioned Live Golf and how it's coming to town. Well, Cam Smith's in town and he's excited.
Yeah, it's massive. I know the other boys as well are really looking forward to the week, really looking forward to the crowds. It's probably going to be our biggest event so far on the calendar, so hopefully everyone laps it up and we can see this thing just get stronger and stronger. I think it's definitely the benchmark already and we haven't even stepped foot out here, so yeah, it'll be good.
Do you know, I didn't realise this, Rowey, but it's going to be the first time that they play in front of a party hole. So this whole concept that we've heard about with DJs and and corporate tents and the like, and people yelling out, screaming, and music going on, that's going to be happening for the first time, and it's here in Australia.
I'd love to be in that tent.
In Adelaide.
Aren't we giving away Live Golf tickets and an upgrade into that tent?
Correct.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What will you give for that? Well, I tell you, keep listening and you'll have a chance to. Boo! Miss!
But it's going to be really exciting. And
Imagine us Aussies with that.
I don't think they understand how big it's going to be.
Oh, we
as
will
well.
be next level.
It's going to be very exciting. Hey, mate, I thought the bump was in trouble earlier this year when we had the incident with McAdam in round 1. But now I think the tackle's in the hot tub, my friend. Few people sort of, they've been rubbed out, and it seems to be happening nearly every week. Here's Jason Dunstall on 360.
We're seeing them every week. But are we getting to the point now, Jared, where we've got to tell players, unless you're running at speed and it's inevitable, you just can't tackle a player to the ground? Because it's like the old bump. Remember when they said you can still bump, and you can bump, but if there's any head contact, you're responsible. Well, the same thing applies to the tackle now. The bottom line is, if you're going to take a player to ground, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Well, you are. There's 7 that have been rubbed out. These are the cold, hard facts. We know the one that Nathan Broad did. That was unnecessary. The rest of them were cosy, especially the Pedler one. Here's the thing. No player has successfully challenged their dangerous tackle charge. It's all been upheld. That's Broad, Burton, Day. Now, Merritt and Adams are going up there. The hardest thing to do in a tackle is not be committed. And what were we all taught? We were all taught to drive your legs and wrap your opponent up. How do you teach that? How do you teach not to do that? How do you teach not to take them to ground? Because I think if there's three things in a game of footy that a coach demands from you, is win it. That's contested ball. I think it's use it, so hit a target or, convert, kick a goal. And the last one is tackle fiercely. We were all taught to tackle fiercely. No missed tackles was a stat that we used to take, and I know you would have too, because you guys never missed a tackle. If you missed less tackles than the opposition, you ended up winning the game. So how do you coach that now? What does a coach say? Oh, please tackle with a duty of care. Please don't take him to the ground. Please don't drive through your legs. Don't wrap them up. Don't ever rack them up. How do you coach that, Timmy?
Two things I reckon different to when you and I played. One, I don't remember too many blokes doing that second action.
The second action?
And the other point, I reckon, we played on far softer grounds, especially during the winter. Our grounds were a lot softer.
But see, you tackle to hurt. In our day, you could bump to hurt, you could punch him in the head, you could do whatever you wanted. Basically, you could do all that sort of stuff.
You didn't have to swing
him
down.
You could sprawl from behind. The only way you can hurt your opponent now is a tackle, and they're taking it out.
Well, you make a good point.
And fair enough, too, the double action ones.
Yeah.
I've got a young lad that's been slung tackled. I talk about this with you quite a bit. He's easy to be wrapped up, and he's had a number of concussions. So as a dad, I'm fearful of it.
Yeah.
But not to wreck the fabric of the game.
No, I don't like
There's
that
a
second
balance,
action.
and we've overstepped.
So you mentioned the coaching, and how do you coach it? Well, here's three coaches, Fagan, Longmire and Dew, with Fagan going, I don't think players mean it. Longmire going, well, we're trying to move with the times. And Stuart Dew going, well, we're just going to have to adjust our coaching.
We certainly don't train to slam guys into the ground, and the players are very aware of the consequences. I'm at a bit of a loss as to really know what the solution to it is. Us coaches, we're onto them all the time. You got to put pressure on the opposition. Get right up in their faces, make them make mistakes, and that requires energy and force. And sometimes it goes wrong.
From a coaching perspective, what we can do is tell our players in those situations when you can is not take them to the ground and coach maybe a bit differently than what was done a few years ago. And as the science and everything's evolved, we adjust and we keep moving with the times. And, we're very conscious of that, and we don't want players suspended or injured from those type of incidents.
It's almost at that point, isn't it, that if you choose to take a player to ground, if they hit the head, you're putting yourself at risk, and which I think, by the way, is the right way to go. I think we need to protect the head as much as possible. So I think we do need to adjust our coaching, and there's far too many in the first 5 rounds, I agree.
Confusing.
Far too many.
It's confusing though, isn't it?
I reckon Broad's a no-brainer. He grabbed a young lad, or forget he's young, he grabbed a Willie Wagtail type player, Paddy Parnell, pistol, who's a 72-kilo ringing wet. Picked him up and dropped him fair square on his head, knocked him clean motherless out.
Yep.
Rub that out, 100%. He apologised and that. The Pedlar one is a good example. Burton's another one, and Day, the ones that have contested it. They were just good, strong tackles.
But it's that second movement. That's the thing that they're really concerned about.
But how do you stop that?
Well,
so if you tackle me and I'm wriggling out with it...
Fagan's completely confused.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So will you let me go? So I wriggle out of the tackle because I'm quite strong through the core. You wrap me up, and then you just go bang!
Yeah.
And you'd get a game for that now.
And probably the solution to that is that we just keep hugging. Because that's the other story that we were told is when you get hold of them, drop your knees.
That's right,
and that'll bring them down as well. But it's that second bit. Now the thing about it is they might just stand there and hug each other.
It's impossible. So don't take them to the ground. So just hug. Don't do too much.
It's difficult to coach.
Is tackling an intent? There's players that are just. Are born to tackle because they have an intent to. Then there's others that aren't as good. Then there's technique, and then there's aggression. How do you coach all of those three factors?
Fagan's saying that, we ask him to get up into their face. It takes a lot of force and energy to do that.
I'm with him.
Sometimes it's going to go wrong, and that, unfortunately, I tell you what, there's been a lot more cases than what we probably saw in previous years.
How do you say about that? How do we sort that out? Is it just softer grounds? Is it double action? Do we want to see players rubbed out? I'm happy for the Broad one because that's borderline on filth. He didn't have to do that. The other ones, there's 6 other ones that have gone to the tribunal and all got a game. And I would have classed them as just good, strong tackles. Have you say 822 300
That's our number, 18 after 4. We've got Rory Sloane on the show tonight, Sam Powell-Pepper from Port Adelaide, our rising star, Max Michaelani from round 5. We're going to speak to a lucky competition winner who's going to play in the Pro-Am of Live Golf, replacing the Premier. We'll find out who that is. Our Port Locker Room doubles to give away for this Saturday, and Live Golf tickets later on in the program. 822 300 is the number of ours. It's 19 after 4.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. Catch the 5AA Fishing Show, presented by Ned McHenry. Now Tuesday nights from 6:30. Thanks to TJM. Four-wheel driving? If you want to get there, you want to be TJM equipped. Nailsworth and Clovelly Park.
Experience the Silver Sea difference with Phil Hoffman Travel. Indulge your wanderlust with a one-category suite upgrade on expedition cruises to Antarctica, plus up to $1,000 shipboard credit per suite. Immerse yourself in the joyful discovery of each moment as you encounter landscapes, culture and extraordinary wildlife in thrilling, up-close views on board Silver Sea's luxurious boutique ships. Offer ends 31st of May 2023. Contact Phil Hoffman Travel or visit pht.com.au.
The Barossa Valley is a great place to visit. You have history, wine, great food, nature, wine. What if you had one extra draw card? Your parents. Retirement units are available in safe and connected neighbourhoods just an hour from the city. We're talking about newly renovated 1, 2 and 3 bedroom homes from around 180k to 300k. They get the vine change and you get another reason to visit the Barossa. Win-win. Talk to your parents today about Barossa Village. Find out more at barossavillage.org.
TJM, Islo and his team love him. They're the major sponsor of tonight's fishing show from 6:30 with Ned McHenry. The Ned McHenry Fishing Show is thanks to TJM. They've got their grand opening of their new renovated store on Main North Road, Nailsworth.
Good.
Keep listening to us because you'll want to go to this.
Yeah.
He's going to have grand specials and whatnot. It is just brilliant. One of the best ways to see SA is through the dusty windscreen of your four-wheel drive, but you want to be TJM equipped. Safe to say SA's hit the roads lately. Families get behind the TJM SA. Look, they've been behind the wheel for 10 years. Italo and his wife and the family, aren't they just...
brilliant.
Generous,
I'll tell you what, get down there, 'cause
community-minded.
if he's been out the back cooking. He's not a bad cook either.
Dear.
TJM
is celebrating its 50th year in Australia. Our friend Italo and his amazing TJM team have been awarded the TJM National Distributor for over a decade. Congratulations, Italo, you're an absolute ripper. So they've got bull bars, suspension, snorkels, camping gear, roof racks, driving lights. They've got amped up everything. Visit TJM in Nailsworth and Clovelly Park.
Whether you're a sparky, a chippy, a fiery or a bikey, whether they call you curly, tubby or tiny, whether next door means a few feet or a few miles, we know the weather's harsh in South Australia. But Olympic Industries carports, verandas and sheds are tougher than most. And if they're strong enough in the country, they'll be strong enough in the city. Some say strong as an ox, others say hard as nails. We just say built to last. Olympic Industries.
Some houses are forced to hide behind a fence. With a cast stone fence and gate, your beautiful home is enhanced and on display. Cast Stone is an SA company with a bold reputation for premium quality fences. You'll see their work on the streets of Adelaide's best postcodes. Cast Stone's heritage and contemporary stone pillars are designed to suit solid walling, tubular steel, cast aluminium, brush fencing or timber slats. Don't hide your home, enhance it. View the gallery at caststone.com.au or arrange a consultation.
Too many school kids are bullied and don't tell anyone. May 12 is Do It for Dolly Day. Your chance to help Dolly's dream break the silence around bullying. Donate to Dolly's Dream at doitfordollyday.org.au.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
22 minutes after 4. We'll get to your calls in just one moment. Sam Powell-Pepper from Port Adelaide after 4:30. And with more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies. You can jump on our live stream on Facebook and YouTube. Here's your traffic.
At St Mary's, got a crash South Road near Tonsley Boulevard. Edwardstown, train v cyclist, railway tourist near the railway line. And Valley View, Burswood Main, Grand Junction Road near Paul's Drive. Speeds down to 25 with the left-hand lane closed. Busy at the moment, Cormac Road at Churchill Road North, with a few cameras for the drive home. Hilly Road, Brunella, and also find another one, Kelly Road at Modbury. Enjoy the Mercedes-Benz GLC 200 SUV with savings from $2,900, but only while limited stocks last. Visit a Mercedes-Benz retailer today. T&Cs apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
And we've been asking about, the tackling. A lot of players being suspended at the moment. We've got Tony from Mount Barker. G'day, Tony.
G'day, boys. How are you?
Excellent.
I can't believe That's good. I can't believe I'm doing this. I'll lay my cards on the table. I'm a North Adelaide man from way back and a Crows man, and I'm agreeing with a Port man. I can't believe it.
That's all right. You can cleanse yourself afterwards, Tony.
Yeah, that's right. Many years ago, my dad used to take me to all the North Adelaide games, and we'd be in the northern end, and we'd always go out and have a kick and a catch. And this is in Barry Robran and Bob Hammond days.
Yeah.
And the grounds, Adelaide Oval, was always chewed up and soft, and you never heard of this. Roll forward to 8 years ago, my daughter won an SA Father's Day competition, and I played on Adelaide Oval for 15 minutes at 59 years of age, kicked a goal in an AFL-sanctioned event from 30 metres out, and felt like I was 20 again. But the ground was as hard as concrete. Yeah. I could not believe how hard it was. And, I know they want a good surface, but Mount Barker one was fantastic on Saturday, but they want a good surface. I understand that, but it's just too hard. Unbelievable how hard it was.
Yeah, Tony, it is.
And a lot of that is because they want it to look good for TV.
They do.
And, gee, it's changed. Definitely changed since our day.
Well, good call, Tony. Thanks for sharing. Let's go to Peter.
Yeah, hi, guys. Rowey, I'm not sure what you get confused about with this tackle. It's clear when a player slings somebody. I mean, there's a difference between taking someone to the ground when you tackle them, but another one when you sling them. Yeah. And I don't know, I just find a lot of AFL players get easily frustrated, and they do it out of frustration. They don't do it because they want to be aggressive and take the player, tackling. Yeah, I just think they just get easily frustrated, and that's how they show their frustration, by slinging a player.
Do you reckon Burton's tackle deserved a game, Peter, when the player jumped up and played on, or Pedler? And Day? I mean, there's 6 of them that have gone to the tribunal because their coaches and the club are saying that doesn't deserve a week. So that's what I'm talking about. That's the confusion.
All the tackles, but you can clearly identify when a player's hitting somebody.
100%. I mentioned that. I said Broads was a thug act. There's no question about that. He knew straight away he did wrong. But it's a bloody hard thing to coach, Pete. You've got to be on the red line when you tackle, but thank you. Hello, Phil.
How you going, boys? Captain Evil, Stephen.
Who's Captain Evil? Is that you, Tim?
Yep,
oh,
that's
wow.
Me.
See, that's a good name, Phil. I like it.
That's what my brother and me used to call him when we were watching Port beat Glenelg Grand Finals.
Captain Evil. Oh, great.
I don't mind it.
So anyway, boys, instead of all these nanny stuff coming in, how about just one simple rule? If you can cuss a player, you get 3 games. If you can cuss another player in a different game, you get 4, and it just goes 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, Phil, I've got one for you on the Foodland text. I'd like your opinion on it. It actually said that, what about the Himmelberg mark taking the big screamer, and then he kneed Sicily in the back of the head? Is that because
No, that's just footy, Tim.
That's just footy. Because I'm glad you said that, Phil, because I don't want the high mark coming out of the game.
No. Phil, we had Jimmy Bartell on, and he said if he was general manager of football in the AFL, and I so hope he does, this bloke's an absolute diamond. He said I'd straight away get rid of the MRO and I'd put this in, non-football incidents and football incidents. There's 2 categories. So I punch you, that's non-football incident. Yeah. But in a tackle, if I hurt you, that is a football incident. So the scale ranges automatically from non-football to football. So if it's a non-football thing, and I'd say a sling tackle, a gruesome sling tackle like Broad, that's non-football. Yeah. I've never been taught to sling. Well, absolutely. The tackle is football,
Yeah, so the
which is
high-
a Pedler
the
one.
high mark
which is a Burton one.
is unavoidable.
Exactly. And I reckon that would just clear a lot of things up.
He
I
made
loved
too
it.
much sense.
He did. Let's go to Edithborough. Hello, John.
Edithburgh. Thank God you said Edithburgh.
How the hell did I get Edithborough out of that? I love Edithburgh.
Oh, fair income. Yeah.
It's the Berg. What's wrong with me, Johnny?
Oh, dear, oh, dear.
We're all the whiting of real sites.
Hey, are you Sultana Point?
Sultana Point. Went out in the kayak yesterday,
God's
hour and a half.
country.
I could have filled it.
Stop it, Johnny. Stop it. You're making me spew up.
Fair income. Look, it's just the last caller, sort of, or whatever the conversation was, when the mark was during the round on the weekend, and he did go up with his knee and hit him in the head. Mm-hmm. We all gasped and we thought, oh my God, I hope the judiciary don't have a look at those sorts of things and give him a match or whatever. The other one, I just wanted to make a quick point, and it's rugby league, I know, but somebody belts somebody or whatever, they get a 10-minute. If somebody knocks somebody out, the one who knocks him out keeps on playing for the rest of the game. That, I hope, doesn't come in, but I wouldn't mind betting that'll come in as a penalty to the guy who does the injury.
So, yeah, a lot of people
one off,
want
both
that
off?
in. Yeah, they a lot of people want that in. Johnny, great call, mate. Keep catching those big KGs. Hello, Kay.
Oh, hi guys. How you going?
Excellent.
That's good. Now, Rowey, you're talking about renting out your nana's house while the golf thing's on.
No. Timmy Jittiver did.
Don't panic. I rang a friend of ours today that lives down at Tennyson. He's actually a member at Grange, and I said to him, Desi, why don't you come and stay with us for 4 or 5 days and rent your house out? He's got a 4-bedroom home.
Yeah.
For, $1,000 a night. And he said he'd heard, and I presume it would be one of the golfers, that's renting a house on the foreshore just down there for $50,000 for the week.
Oh. There you go, because they can afford
it. Be worth
Kay.
moving out, wouldn't it?
It would be.
To get that.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Nettie!
Changed your mind now, haven't you?
Thank you, Kay. Well, Live Golf's coming back.
It's unreal, isn't it?
So learn
Yes,
from
it
this.
is. Yes.
Gather round's coming back for the next 3 years.
Yep.
Learn from that.
Whole 2 weeks worth.
The old Airbnb.
I like it. 4:30 time for the headlines. We're going to come back. Port Adelaide, Sam Powell-Pepper after this.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
David Bruce with the latest news headlines. First Nations Senator Jacinta Nampijinpa-Price will spearhead the campaign against the Voice to Parliament as the new Shadow Indigenous Australians Minister. The federal government has vowed to weed out dodgy operators who've been ripping off the NDIS scheme. People living with pain are being urged not to panic buy as they face a reduction in the amount of paracetamol tablets in products that can be bought off the shelf. And David Warner is tipped to be included in the Australian squad to take on England in the upcoming Ashes tour. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Worried about cheap insurance? Who offers great value cover you won't regret? Amy does. Before buying insurance issued by Amy, read the PDS and TMD at amy.com.au and consider whether it's right for you.
At St Mary's got a crash South Road near Tonsley Boulevard. Edwardstown, train v cyclist there, railway tourist near the rail line. And in the city, Hindley Street is closed between Grey Street and Fenn Place for uni graduations through around 5:30 this Saturday. Busy at the moment, outbound Richmond Road at railway tourists with cameras today, Dyson Road, Christie's Beach and Elizabeth Road at Morford Vale. Get fresh, delicious wok in a box at OTR. Enjoy a Pad CU for just $9.95 today. Eat in or take away. OTR. Making life easy. Adelaide's most accurate traffic card, 5AA.
And the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Partly cloudy tomorrow, a top of 19 degrees. Currently it's 21. More news at 5 and as it happens on 5AA.
5AA Breakfast.
Did any of our listeners get a teddy bear sent to them by Olivia Savas, the member for Newland? She's bought 100 graduation bears and sent them to the families of Year 6 graduates.
Informing Adelaide.
That's a nice gesture, except we all paid for it. I mean, this is why they're exempt from the Privacy Act, so they can look up your birth details. Maybe just worry about, local issues. Yeah, not trying to be a total suck.
6 a.m. weekdays on 5AA.
Moving into retirement is a big step, and buying a unit can be prohibitive. So here's an alternative: renting. At Riverbank Village in the heart of Mount Barker, they offer quality rental accommodation for seniors. No entry or exit fees and no hidden costs. Just one fortnightly payment, which includes 3 meals daily and a weekly linen service. To find out more, come up to one of our open days and enjoy a sausage sizzle this Saturday or this Sunday from 1 to 3 p.m.
Bigger, better, leany, meeny, money, more and flour. You're the chosen one.
Pick your favourite Kia. From the award-winning Kia Sportage to the street cred delivering Kia Seltos, or Kia's most powerful car ever, the all-electric EV6 GT. Book a test drive today to find your chosen one. Find out more at kia.com.au or drop into your nearest Kia dealer.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Who's got a great offer to get you into a
Hey
new
John, how
kitchen?
long have you been using radio advertising to promote Nobby Kitchens?
Look, I can't remember a time that we weren't using radio.
And would you say you built your brand on radio?
Absolutely. We've tried so many different forms of media and we just find radio gives us the best reach and the best results.
Nobody but Nobbies. Well, you can't sing a social post.
Very true.
Discover the unlimited ways radio helps you reach new customers at commercialradio.com.au. Radio. Unlimited.
The rising cost of living is impacting all of us. Australians are finding it harder and harder to afford the essentials, and many are choosing to go without their essential prescription medicines. Australians shouldn't have to choose between medicines and other essentials. Visit affordablemedicines.com.au today to demand the government set a maximum price of $19 for prescription medicines. Authorised by Suzanne Greenwood, the Pharmacy Guild of Australia, Canberra.
Too many bottles, cans and containers aren't being recycled properly, ending up in the yellow bin or landfill. Direct Collect is solving this for good. Sign up to Direct Collect today and they'll deliver one of their blue bins to you. Once you've filled it with bottles, cans and containers, all you have to do is book a collection and Direct Collect takes care of the rest. Your refund will be deposited to your bank account, or you can choose to donate it to a participating charity or club. Search Direct Collect online.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
25 minutes to 5. We've got Rory Sloane coming up after 5 o'clock. Max Michaelani as well. Rising star for round 5 and live golf tickets to give away. That's exciting. As well as Port Adelaide doubles to the locker room this Saturday, which Rowey, you and Timmy will be calling together. First time for the year.
Can't wait for that. We're taking your calls, 82230000. Just waiting for SPP to come up. I've got a Foodland text here. I'm sure this is tongue-in-cheek. Hey, good evening, guys. Once the AFL makes the players wear skirts, no one will want to go to the ground in a tackle. Problem solved. That's Jeff from Mintaro. Beautiful part of the world, Mintaro.
Yeah, I got a Foodland text. Mary from Alberton says, the problem with the tackling, and, I said we might be standing up and hugging each other. The problem with that is umpires don't pay holding the ball if the player's standing. Now, that's interesting because that's where players want to take them to the ground, which then occasionally gets the second movement in there, which is the one that they're all being rubbed out for. But maybe if they were paying holding the ball, even when they're still standing, that might eliminate it a bit.
Especially if they had prior,
opportunity.
Here's another one, Flea. I'm not too sure whether this one is tongue-in-cheek or it's really rigid Foodland text. I've heard that teams are being taught ballet lessons so they can now twirl out of trouble, evading tackles and bumps, but displaying the serenity and tranquility of the lessons. Lee, is he taking the P1?
Well, I would think that's, PI 55. Yep, definitely.
Hello, Neil.
Hello, Rory and Tim. How are you?
Good, Neil.
Good. It'd be good for the state, the golf, and the Gabba round was great.
Yep.
For the city.
Yep.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
What did you like more about Gather Round? How many games did you gather up, Neil?
I went to 2.
Good. Which
It was
Which two, Neil?
Crows and Carlton and Sydney and Richmond.
Which was your favourite game?
Friday night.
Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday. Neil. Hey, are you a Crows boy?
I don't think there's any prizes for
Since
that.
91.
Since 91. There you go.
That's as early as you can go back, actually. Oh, come on.
Good on you. Good on you,
and,
Neil.
And Max, he plays like a 200 game.
Oh, doesn't he?
Doesn't he? Doesn't he what? The minute I laid
Bring on
eyes
the
on this
goal.
kid, I called him Benny.
Yeah, you did.
You got a bit of ringer in him or not, Max?
Nah.
Have we got him on?
Nah. Yeah, he's coming on.
Round 5.
I think he's after 5, but
NAB
yeah.
Rising Star nomination. The big ranger.
Well played.
Good on you, Neil. Let's go to Josh.
Shouldn't call him that.
Why? What? Ringer?
Yeah.
Isn't that what a redhead's called?
Bit offensive.
How's it
They don't like
offensive?
it. No, they don't like
You don't
it.
like it?
We're referring to an animal. It's not very nice.
Well,
Play on.
Hang on. Let's get this right before joining. Does an orangutan have red fur?
Orange hair.
Yes.
Orange hair.
They don't like
That's
the
it.
term.
Who doesn't?
Well,
No, I've met people
I've never
that
met a
have
ranger
red
that
hair and don't like that
hasn't
term.
like being called ranger.
Should we have a poll on this? I don't think we should, but it's not very...
8223000. If you're a ranger, if you're a redhead, ring if you're offended by being called a ranger. What if you got no hair? You're bluey. Can the blueies ring up?
No, blueies are people who have red hair.
Yes.
No, bluey. Your hair blew
bluey
away.
is red hair.
No, red
Is
hair.
it?
That's an Aussie term because it's the opposite
Yes.
colour of the red. Yeah.
Oh, I thought a bluey was a no-head bloke.
No,
because it blew away.
No, he's a nude nut.
Yep.
He's a nude nut. All the nude nuts ring in,
Now we've
please.
sorted
I
that
mean,
out.
come on. Is that where we're going?
G'day,
Hello,
Josh.
Yeah, carry on with Ranger Boys. That works for me.
There you go.
I was just talking about Zach Merritt. If anyone has played footy in their life and made a tackle in their life, they'll still look at that tackle and go, perfect tackle, regardless of what happened. There's been so many that have happened over the last couple of weeks where it's a perfect tackle, and unfortunately the head gets hit. What are we going to end up with? A game where like no one falls over and we just hug? Like, what are we dealing with here?
Yeah.
Josh, I just, in the ad break, did I not, Sam and Tim? I Googled Josh Merritt, the tackle, because Sam said, oh, no, he'll get a game for that. He hit his head. And this is the confusion, Josh. I Googled it, and what was the first thing I said, Tim?
He said he's not getting a game for that.
I said he's not getting a game for that. The opponent jumped up, actually played on and kicked the ball 50 metres and played the rest of the game. How can you be rubbed out if you haven't hurt the bloke? How can you be rubbed out if you've done a perfect tackle, but just in the action, somehow the bloke's head hits the ground? There's not too many blokes that I tackled hard, or you, me, Timmy, where my head didn't hit the ground.
Yeah. Or, yeah, I was probably more the victim on the other side.
Oh, well, probably.
Especially when I first started. Gee,
well,
I
probably
weighed
me as
64
well.
kilo when I
that's
debuted.
right.
And you get thrown around
you get
like
thrown
no tomorrow.
around like a rag
And
doll.
they know they can because they feel the weight when they tackle you.
They do.
And they know, and you think, oh, I'm in for the ride now.
Yeah,
and
I've got a live one here.
and
We'll give the first give.
Yeah, I tell you, I'll never forget getting Ian Hanno. Remember Scruff?
I remember Scruff.
Oh, he
Hanno.
was tough,
He
and
was
he
good.
got me in a crocodile death roll
Oh.
at FIVEAA and rolled me over, and then into the turf, and I felt all the wind go out of me, and then he grabbed me by the goons and pulled me back up out of the. So I reckon there was an in bed.
Oh God! I reckon. Yeah, I've had a few of those. Oh God!
Waiting for Sam Powell Pepper to come through, not picking up the phone at the moment. So what we thought we'd do instead for our Port Adelaide fans is give you a chance to win your way to our Port Locker Room on Saturday.
Yeah, come on.
And we do this.
It's time for 7-Time Timmy's Lucky Sevens.
Pretty simple, 7 questions. If you can get yourself to the 7th question and answer it correctly, you are on your way to the locker room, which has reserved seats in the Riverbank stand level 1. You got the pre-game dinner, halftime Balfour's feed, you got the continuous 5-hour package drinks-wise, and it's all if you call in 82230055. We'll play that very shortly. Here's your traffic.
In the city, traffic lights out, Flinders Street, Argalla Place. St Mary's crashed there, South Road near Tonsley Boulevard, and Edwardstown train v Cyclist, Railway Terrace near the rail line. Busy at the moment, Richmond Road at Railway Terrace, and a few cameras about for the drive home. You'll find them at Smart Road, Modbury, and Montana Avenue at Gillis Plains. Aussie-owned, the Lottery Office is giving you the chance to win $142 million tax-free in the European Millions Lottery. Visit lotteryoffice.com.au today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
At Terrain Tamer, we've tried to take all the hard work out of four-wheel driving, so you can be an expert as well as an enthusiast. Our parts interpreters talk fluent four-wheel drive because we're talking with 50 years' experience. We've got all the four-wheel drive parts you'll ever need, so you can toss them in the back for cheap insurance. When you're miles from the closest mechanic, you'll appreciate that advice. Terrain Tamer, we talk fluent four-wheel drive.
Watching footy with your mates? Brilliant. But heading to the Adelaide Oval and watching the footy in a corporate box with your mates? That's awesome! Buy any Lion beer, including Hans Super Dry, West End, Stone and Wood, or 4X Gold from the Albion Hotel, Birkenhead Tavern, Lighthouse Wharf, the Excelsior, or the Sundowner in Whyalla for a chance to win. You and 3 mates living large in a corporate box at Adelaide Oval. There's 4 packages up for grabs. You just know it's a Barreau Hotel. T's and C's apply.
Hurry into Ranella Mazda. We're stocked with CX-5 and CX-9 ready for immediate delivery. No reasonable offer will be refused. CX-5 and CX-9 stock must be cleared. Just 25 minutes from the CBD. Only at Ranella Mazda. LVD 152780.
If you've had solar for 5 years or more, you might be thinking about electrical independence. Solar tech has had a bit of a glow up lately, so batteries are more affordable and easier than ever to install. If you're not getting the electricity savings you used to, it's never too late to supercharge your solar with a battery boost. So chat to Go Sunny Solar today about how you can make the power shift with our $0 deposit battery plan. Visit gosunny.com.au.
The iconic Murray Princess has returned to the river with new release cabins available for May, June and July. Join us as the Riverland opens up after the floods. Relax on board the Murray Princess as you explore this incredible landscape with side trips, cultural experiences and see our natural wonders. New cabins are available right now for cruises in May, June and July. Cruise the majestic Murray River in style, but be quick, these will sell out. Book now at murrayprincess.com.au.
Menulog's got a finger-licking good deal for you. Right now, you can score a free Zinger burger with any KFC Burger Box meal delivered. Hurry, this deal's around for a limited time only and exclusively on Menulog. T's and C's apply. See an app for details.
Every week, all sorts of people do all sorts of things for Meals on Wheels.
I help out in the office, you know, admin stuff.
Yeah, my wife and I drive and deliver food, and I help organise the orders.
I organise lunch and coffee catch-ups for customers.
If you've got a bit of time on your hands, we could do with you.
I was new in town and it gave me a chance to meet people and do something worthwhile.
So what can you do? Go to mealsonwheelssa.org.au. Meals on Wheels. Great food, great people.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
You threw his bag over the train line?
Yeah, because it was supposed to be funny. Yeah. Because he's a ranger.
And does that make it okay for him to be bullied because he has red hair?
A what? A ranger, sir. Because he's got red hair, a orangutan. Yeah. That's what we call them.
And does that make it okay for him to be bullied because he has red hair?
Well, people are racist to us. See, we could be racist to rangers.
But redheads aren't a race, Jonah.
But sir, there's heaps of them.
It's 14.
Sir, there's heaps of them.
14 minutes to 5. That's just taken out of Summer Heights.
What is that again?
Summer Heights High, Chris Lilly, yes.
God, he's talented. He's
that whole discussion just reminded me of that. Yeah. Amazing.
Actually, you did that better in the ad than what he did.
It is 14 minutes to 5. We're going to speak to Sam Pepper very shortly, but we're giving you a chance to get along with the Port Locker Room.
It's time for 7-Time Timmy's Lucky Sevens.
Yes, terrific tickets to the Locker Room. You'll love it down there. You can see the players warm up, come in for singing the song afterwards. It's all for the West Coast this Saturday at 1:15 at the Adelaide Oval. Okay, we got Michael on the line. G'day, Michael.
G'day, mate. How are you?
Here's the first question. Which AFL team sits fourth on the ladder currently?
Carlton.
Oh,
Yeah,
correct.
good
Well
get, good
well
get.
played, Michael. Question number 2. Who do Port Adelaide play next weekend? So not this weekend, next weekend.
No idea.
Okay. Sorry, Michael.
Sorry, mate.
We'll go to Steve.
We'll give you a hit because Sam Pepper's right. It's in Melbourne.
Yeah, it definitely is. G'day, Steve. Which team do Port Adelaide play after the West Coast this week? Who do they play the following week?
Melbourne.
No.
Sorry, Steve. We go to Andrew at Semaphore. Andrew will get this. Who do Port play? St Kilda is correct. Question number 3. Which SANFL club has the second most premierships of all time?
Nord.
Yeah, Grand Old Flag 31.
Question number 4. Which Port Adelaide player wears Guernsey number 20?
Rosie.
Yeah.
Correct. Question number 5. How many games have West Coast won this season?
No, how many have they played at home this season?
Oh, how many have they played at home this season? Sorry. So they've played 5 games. How many at home?
2.
Yeah,
Correct.
Good get.
Question 6. Which 2 teams drew the biggest AFL crowd ever at Adelaide Oval in the 2017 season?
Collingwood.
Nah, sorry, Andrew. Simon at Craigburn Farm. It was a prelim final.
It was in 2017.
So who did the Crows play in a prelim?
Was it a showdown?
No, it wasn't a showdown. It was a
sorry,
prelim.
Simon. It was the Crows versus somebody in a prelim.
Yep. Hey, Steve.
Hello?
Steve, which 2
G'day
teams? Which 2 teams played in the 2017 prelim, which was the biggest crowd?
Was that Geelong?
Yeah, it was. Well done. And question 7, Steve. For the tickets, Riley Philthorpe debuted against Hawthorn in Tasmania. How many goals did he kick?
Oh, did he kick 7?
Oh,
bad luck,
Steve,
Steve.
a handful.
For the tickets.
G'day, Larry. For the tickets.
For the tickets, Lesser.
Do you know how many goals he kicked on debut?
I think he kicked 5.
Correct.
Oh,
Congratulations, Larry. You are the proud winner of the locker room double pass when Port Adelaide take West Coast on this Saturday. Get your tickets now at portadelaidefc.com.au.
And I tell you, next guest will be a big part of them winning that game. God, I've loved his start to the season.
Yeah, he will. And it's all thanks to One Solution. Protect and improve your business with One Solution. They're winners of the National Telstra Enterprise Customer Excellence Award.
Well, absolutely. He's been leading the way for Port Adelaide with
My
tough,
word.
courageous, straight-line footy. He never, ever gives in. He is Sam Powell-Papa. Welcome, mate. How are you?
Good, thanks, boys. Thanks for having me.
Hey, Sam, mate, 3-2 after 5 games. That's better than 0-5, isn't it?
Oh, mate, so much better.
We're miles in front.
I'm definitely happy with where we're at, and wasn't great starting 0-5 last year, but yeah, we're in a good place now, so it's good.
Well done. Last 2 wins have been really tough, gritty wins, haven't they?
Yeah, for sure. We came off 2 losses that we weren't proud of, and we're really proud of how we stuck out in those last quarters, and they were tough wins, and we were really proud.
They're the best wins, aren't they, Sam? Because you haven't exactly hit your stripes, but you've hung in there. A couple of times you've been down. If you look at the week before against Sydney, you were down twice by 20 points, but you just showed the grit and belief as a team, and it must give you a lot of lift.
Yeah, definitely. We built on those key pillars, try and build that belief, and I felt like we did that against Sydney really well, and leading into the game on the weekend. So yeah, we're really happy with how we performed, and hopefully we can take that into the rest of the season.
Yeah, well, I'd like them all to play like you, Sam. You're on the red line. You're a heart and soul type of player. You've always been competitive. But I think now certainly from last year to this year, you've had some real skill around goal. You're a real threat now in front of goal, Sam.
Yeah, I pride myself on my pressure and getting the team going with that physicality, but also I put a lot of work in behind the scenes as well on my goal kick. So it's good to see it paying off as well, and hopefully I can kick a few more this season.
You will. Do you like your role, that high half forward, the pressure forward, the opportunist forward, the mongrel in that front 50?
Yeah, I really love it. I got put down forward a couple of years back, and I've taken it with both hands, and I feel like I'm a leader in that role, and I just understand it a lot better now. And when I get my chances in the midfield, I take them as well, and just give the physicality and those quick bursts in there as well.
And Sam, you've had a new neighbour down there. DBJ came on down, did a very good job in the last couple of weeks. Because he's there, does that change your role at all? Or do you just remain the same?
Oh, mate, we love having him down there. He just brings effort. That's all we need. And he finished with a couple of goals on the weekend.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of reward for his effort too. But it doesn't really change my role at all. I still do the same thing, and we all know what our role is, and we all do it well, and that's the main thing. So yeah. And
it was a damp game. It just rained all night. Very difficult conditions. How long since you played a game like that? And the skills in the wet, I thought, were still pretty high.
Yeah, I haven't played in a game that was that wet, but I feel like we held up all right, and both teams had their momentum shifts, but we shifted our way in that last quarter and held on, thankfully.
You seem to have a great connection and rapport with Ken. I mean, every time we have him on, he sings your praises. Just tell us what he means to you with your footy, and do you reckon he's handling the external noise well, Sammy?
Yeah, no, he's definitely. I have a special connection with Kenny ever since my first year at the club, and he's really been in my corner from the start. So, yeah, I've really loved having Kenny as my coach, and I'm sure all the boys can speak the same as well.
He moved on to the bench game day. How's that helped you, lads?
Pardon? Say that again, sorry?
Kenny's down on the bench. He sits with you when you come off. How's that helped? Does he give you encouragement? Does he give you a bit of cold baked beans out the can? How's that all rolling?
Yeah, you guys can see Kenny is a passionate bloke, and he's really he really strives that connection with the group, and we've loved having him down on the bench, especially me. You know, it's always good talking on the phone, but when they're there one-on-one, you can actually have a chat. It's pretty good. I like it.
Hey mate, there was an incident in the game where Boakey was just on the wing, I think it was, and he was involved in a bit of push and shove, and then you came steaming in like you were like the big brother protecting the young fella, and just started pushing him everywhere, and I loved it.
Yeah, no, that's one of my things. I always got to stick up for my mate, and I can, as you know, I have a really close bond with Trav, and yeah, I'm like the little big brother. I got to look out for him, you know. He's getting old. So.
The little big brother, I like that.
He's big enough and ugly enough to look after himself, Sammy.
He's getting old, mate. Got to look after him.
Hey, how was that goal he kicked?
Oh man, it was good. I was right next to it, so I was watched it sail through. But yeah, it was a beauty.
Yeah, he was pretty happy too, the old fella. It was good. Hey mate, you played the West Coast in the pre-season. What do you reckon you picked up from that game, and what would you learn coming into this week?
Yeah, we obviously didn't get the win in that game, but we obviously done a fair bit of oppo during the week on them, and we'll do a bit more this week. But we can never underestimate any team, and we've got to always show respect. So we'll get ready for them as much as we can, and yeah, we're looking forward to it. Can't wait. Tell
us about young Jason Horne-Francis. How's he handled all the jeering and the attention this week?
Oh, he's a pretty cool, calm, collected bloke, and he doesn't really show much, but he has the full support of us boys and myself personally as well. I'll get along really well with him, and he's a good lad, and I really respect him, and he's I feel like he's handling it pretty well, and you don't really like hearing that type of stuff, you know, and he's just a young bloke trying to play footy, but yeah, he took it really well, and you could see from that last quarter how he played. He's a very good player, and he's just even better bloke, so it's good.
Mate, I can see that you're absolutely loving fatherhood. And I see sometimes, you know, you come out with the young'un and go through the banner and lot. But you've taken your fatherhood onto the Oval as well, mate. You're looking after him on there as well, mate. I love it.
Yeah, no, obviously I'm building my own little family outside of footy, and it's helped me tremendously with my own footy. But I feel like I'm coming into my own now and starting to take on a leadership role, and I'm really liking it. So, I'm enjoying it.
Good lad, we're loving it as well. You Skipper back this week?
Yep, Skip's back this week, and we can't wait to have him back out there. And we really love having him in the team, and he always leads the boys 100%. So can't wait.
Well, mate, you keep doing what you do. You're tough, courageous, straight line footy, never ever give in, and we'll be pleased.
Thank you, mate. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Good man. Sam Powell-Pepper, our guest, and that's why Port Adelaide people love him. Just does that every single week.
He does. What was that thing you said? If you just bring what every week?
Just bring effort every week.
Well, SPP is effort.
He does that.
That's his middle name.
Well, he was brought to us all thanks to One Solution. Cybersecurity and workflow have never been more important than right now, so don't mess around. Get in touch with our friends at One Solution. Troy will help you out. George will help you. Winner of the National Telstra Enterprise Customer Excellence Award.
Just before we go to the news, some news out of the tribunal. The decision for Zach Merritt for a one-match ban has been upheld. The skipper won't play Anzac Day.
Of course it has.
Another dangerous tackle that has not been successfully challenged.
It's just a joke.
It's 5 from 5 now.
Yeah, but it's a joke.
We'll see a sixth one go up tonight with Taylor Adams a little bit later on this evening.
Well, you know what? Save your 10 grand.
It says something, doesn't it?
It is.
About what the AFL wants.
Save your 10 grand.
Yeah. Keep having your say. 822 300 00. Rory Sloane after the news.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Ever paid $30 for a schnitty? You've probably paid garnish tax. All those little alfalfa sprouts, parsley sprigs, the nonsense you push to the side, you're paying for it. Sure, it looks pretty, but there's nothing like a simple, hearty meal the way you know and love without garnish tax. 722 are cooking classics for just $15.90, Monday to Friday lunch. Simple, tasty, $15.90. For a bar and bistro the way it's meant to be, visit 722 Port Road, Beverley.
Hi, I'm Steve Wormald from Walco Liners and Covers out at Paraka. We're a manufacturing business. So far as advertising, we've done a few things. Print, magazines, a couple of spots on TV, but we'd never done radio. Contacted 5AA and were teed up with James Wellham and thought we'd give it a go. Very much James's pitch was that quite distinct from a radio show with music. A talk show, advertising that comes in on chat show will be more like a testimonial. So that was quite attractive to me to give that a go and actually be personally endorsed, I suppose, by the talk show. 5AA is the only one in town. We gave it a go. That was 2016.
To get your message out there and grow your business, visit 5AA.com.au and hit the Advertise With Us link for more information.
Whether you're a sparky, a chippy, a fiery or a bikey, whether they call you curly, tubby or tiny, whether next door means a few feet or a few miles, we know the weather's harsh in South Australia. But Olympic Industries carports, verandas and sheds are tougher than most. And if they're strong enough in the country, they'll be strong enough in the city. Some say strong as an ox, others say hard as nails. We just say built to last. Olympic Industries.
A beautiful veranda perfectly matched to your home, made tough from quality steel at Adelaide's best price. Bargain Steel Centre. We're manufacturers right here in Adelaide, so you buy direct and save. We'll come to you, measure up, then custom build and install. Large choice of colours and styles, fully welded so it's stronger, and we'll even handle council approval. Your new veranda at Adelaide's best price, or we'll beat it by 5%. Suppliers of Colorbond Steel. Bargain Steel Centre. .com.au.
Introducing Nissan Future Value Business Plus, a new fleet finance solution for small to medium businesses offering competitive weekly repayments including the cost of scheduled servicing for the loan term. Available now on the Nissan Navara SL 4x4 Dual Cab Auto. Plan confidently for the road ahead with Nissan Future Value Business Plus. Visit nissan.com.au/business plus or contact your local Nissan dealer. Approved ABN registered small to medium fleet applicants of Nissan Financial Services. T's and C's and exclusions apply.
Did you know at a New Orleans jazz funeral, mourners follow a marching band playing sorrowful music? Once the body is buried, the mood changes to upbeat jazz and dancing. To celebrate the life of your loved ones, choose simplicityfunerals.com.au.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Partly cloudy, a top of 19 tomorrow. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm David Bruce.
It's nearly tax time. Act now for immediate delivery on Mitsubishi Triton from Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Elizabeth.
First Nations Senator Jacinta Price is being promoted to the federal opposition frontbench as Shadow Indigenous Affairs Minister. She's taking over from Julian Leeser, who's moved to the backbench to campaign for the Indigenous voice to Parliament. Senator Price says it's an honour.
I'm very humbled, very grateful that the leadership has entrusted me, that Peter's entrusted me to carry out this job on behalf of Indigenous Australians and also for Australians.
The reshuffle will see Michaelia Cash take over Mr Leeser's other role as Shadow Attorney-General, and Senator James Patterson is the new Shadow Home Affairs Minister. He's taking over from Karen Andrews, who's announced she'll quit politics at the next election. The federal government intends to crack down on NDIS providers who've been ripping off the scheme. NDIS Minister Bill Shorten says dodgy providers are in their sights.
If you've got a business model where you are sort of mining someone's supported independent living package for your own interests and not the participant, sell your business now, because it's not going to be worth much by the time we've finished with you.
It's estimated that the NDIS scheme will cost the federal government $50 billion a year by 2025. The Assistant Trade Minister says there is no clear timeline for when China will lift all tariffs. Beijing has recently lifted restrictions on Australian coal, while its barley tariff could be lifted within months after the federal government suspended its appeal to the World Trade Organisation. Tim Ayres says Labor is working hard to stabilise ties with China.
But I don't count my chickens before they hatch, Deb. The main thing here is we will judge progress on the basis of the return of normal trade, the removal of impediments and bulk carriers and container ships arriving in Chinese ports with high-quality Australian product.
Ahead of Anzac Day, the Australian and New Zealand armies have signed a pledge to increase cooperation. More joint exercises will be held under the agreement and more information shared between our two countries. It's being called Plan Anzac. Medicos are urging people not to panic with the proposed reduction in the amount of painkillers which can be purchased off the shelf. Packages will be reduced from 100 to 32 tablets or capsules. Julia Jones from Pain Australia says stockpiling painkillers is not the answer.
It's not unusual for a chronic pain sufferer to take 6 to 8 paracetamols a day, which means that the new proposal of 16 tablets in a packet at the supermarket's only going to last people for 2 days.
There's no tsunami threat to Australia after an earthquake in the Pacific. The magnitude 6.6 tremor struck a few hundred kilometres from Fiji and Tonga this afternoon our time. Now turning to FIVEAA Sport. Essendon skipper Zach Merritt will miss next week's Anzac Day clash after the AFL Tribunal upheld his one-game ban for a dangerous tackle. Collingwood will appeal Taylor Adams' one-game ban at the tribunal. He was charged with rough conduct over a dangerous tackle on St Kilda's Seb Ross. If unsuccessful, the Magpies vice-captain will also miss the Anzac Day Collingwood-Essendon clash. All matches across the SANFL's Anzac round will feature an Anzac observance ceremony before the first bounce. It's to acknowledge the contribution and sacrifice of those who've served and died in all wars, conflicts and peacekeeping operations. The league's traditional Anzac Day rematch between the previous year's grand finalists dates back to 1948. Norwood will play North Adelaide next Tuesday on April the 25th. Now checking FIVEAA traffic.
Worried about cheap insurance? Who offers great value cover you won't regret? Amy does. Before buying insurance issued by Amy, read the PDS and TMD at amy.com.au and consider whether it's right for you.
In the city, got traffic lights out, Flinders Street at Gawler Place. Edward Town train for cyclists there, railway tourists near the rail line. And in the city, Hindley Street is closed between Grey Street and Fenn Place for uni graduations. That's through till 5:30 this Saturday. Busy at the moment, Marion Road at Sir Donald Brabham Drive with Canberra's Kennahan's Road, Happy Valley, and Wheatshift Road at Moffat Vale. Enjoy no join fees and memberships from only $7.99 per week at Zap Fitness. Limited time only. Visit zapfitness.com.au. T's and C's apply. Available on select memberships. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on FIVEAA.
And the FIVEAA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Partly cloudy tomorrow, top of 19 after getting down to 12 overnight. Thursday also partly cloudy and 19. And then on Friday, partly cloudy, a top of 21. Currently, it's 20 degrees. Now, let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
How could it happen? A partially blind driver given his licence back, then he kills a cyclist. Bad behaviour, see the Salisbury councillors' spray that sparked outrage. Short-lived relief, why another interest rate hit for homeowners is all but certain. And fears of stockpiling amid a plan to limit paracetamol sales. I'm Kate Collins. See the full story on 9 News tonight at 6.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the FIVEAA Sports Show.
6 after 5, you can hop on the Foodland live stream or on Facebook and YouTube. This hour, Max Michelani, the Round 5 rising star, to join us, and we've got live golf tickets to give away, a double pass. Looking forward to doing that at some point very shortly. But now, it's time for Rory Sloane for You Install It Kitchens, who offer quality South Australian-made DIY kitchens at a price that fits your budgets.
Rory Sloane. Rory Sloane.
Rory Sloane on the 5AA Sports Show.
Well, after an amazing gather round and a superb win by Adelaide, God, it was way back Thursday night. Joining us, one of their absolute stars, a favourite of mine, Rory Sloane. Rory, welcome.
Thanks for having me, fellas. What a weekend. Great
Wasn't
weekend
it?
of footy.
Well, wasn't it a showcase of South Australia? I know you're proudly South Australian and all things about it. To get everyone here, I mean, did you go to any games? Wrap it up for us from your perspective as a player.
Yeah, it was. It was a great showcase, I think, of SA. I mean, the Hills game was the one I was eyeing off. I thought it was going to bucket down, so I didn't bother going up to Mount Barker, and then I turned it on, and it looked like a perfect day in the end out there. So I was a bit filthy at myself for not heading out, because that would have been a cracking game. I love my Hills footy. I think we spoke about this last week. I grew up in the Hills of Victoria, and that area up there just reminds me of back home. So yeah, I think that would have been the pick of the bunch for me.
Yeah, I and Timmy talked about it. To see Nord Parade with over 10,000 there, packed to the rafters, everyone standing, and the atmosphere, community, and the whole community got together behind it was bloody superb, wasn't it?
It was great. And then, and to get rewarded with another 3 years, I think that's a great result for SA. I was big on sharing it round. I thought sharing it round and giving other states an opportunity, but I reckon Belinda made a fair point. We were sort of the test bunnies, and it might have been a shame to see someone else go, oh, that worked, and let's step it up a notch. So I reckon you'll see SA step it up a notch even next year.
Absolutely. One of the suggestions was, there were some argumentative people from other states said, well, Port and Crows get another home game, and maybe they should play a showdown. What's your thoughts on that?
Play a showdown over gather round might be a great way for interstate people to experience a showdown, absolutely. Do you mean play a third showdown?
No.
Or just a second one?
Yeah, just a showdown, yeah.
I don't mind the idea, because I know a lot of people from interstate would love to experience a showdown and what it's like. So it could be a very good idea. You're just going to have to find a team that's going to give up their home showdown for a few extra fans from interstate.
Yeah, I'd say neither.
Yeah.
Neither. And neither they should have to. Hey, mate, what a win it was. It was a cracking way to open up Gather Round on Thursday night. The first quarter was as clinical as you played for a long time.
Yeah, it was a solid start. I spent the first few minutes on the bench and just, watch us come out of the blocks was a bit of a treat, really. And then, we wound it up. It was a big game for us. We spoke about last week. We're adamant on keeping some consistent form rolling, and that's going to be the same this week. So, it was a great start, but we always knew Carlton would come because they're a very, very good side. So, what I loved even more was sort of the way we held and the way we finished. I thought that was important for our group.
They're not a very good side. You made them look second-rate. They were crap.
No, I've watched them over the last few weeks, and they've played some solid footy, and they certainly played some solid footy against us the other night. They got within 3 goals, Rowey, so they must be doing something right.
Yeah.
Solid.
Do you think the team's building toward that? Because as Timmy said, it was just clinical by the numbers. 8 goals that first quarter, 8 different goal kickers. Some of that power footy. You kick forward more than any other team in the AFL. Your conversions inside 50. I could do all the stats. You know them. Has the footy surprised you, even you, Captain Positive Rory Sloane?
That first quarter, maybe a little. But I think that's just the way we executed. Just executed some basic fundamentals of footy really well. And for us, I'll go back to those first couple of games. We had a great couple of learnings on we weren't getting it done at all defensively, and that's what I've loved so far is our ability just to buy in to the defensive aspect of our game. And on the weekend, we got to showcase a different side of our game, which again, some talented kids are producing.
Well, it appears you're very coachable, and it is a young group, and you can see that because from one week to the next or from quarter to quarter, you get instruction from the coaches and you can move on. Rory, I'm officially declaring the rebuild over. So the block of 3, you beat Port, Fremantle, and now Carlton. It's over. Here there is no rebuild, Sloane.
Well, you guys came up with that term. It's a term I've never used.
That's true. Like it. That's true.
No, mate, we're well aware. I've said this again a couple of times. The we started last year 3-1, 3 wins, 1 loss, and then fell away throughout that middle part of the season and finished off strong. So I think the year before was quite similar as well. So we're well aware of how it started and what can happen sometimes when you get on a roll here. So we just want to go after that level of consistency and making sure we just keep buying into type of footy. So, you can say what you want, I suppose, but the consistency for us, I reckon this week becomes even more important for us in Thursday night's game.
Yeah, you've got the Hawks in Tassie. You've had some difficulty down there. Must be the water. Did you see him play the GWS game?
I did, yep.
Yeah, what did you think?
It was a cracking game, cracking finish. It was very, very good game of footy. And down there, look, as I said, like this week becomes super important for us to keep that momentum going. We haven't won away from home so far this year, so I reckon that's a great enough challenge for our team.
And you had a little rising star amongst you?
We did. Young Maxi's been playing some extremely solid footy. Like with the whole pre-season, we could talk to Tex and Fogg. They were the ones that were playing on Max all through the summer, and they could have sung his praises high enough. So, great reward for him. But, we love the footy he's playing. He's just a hard little man.
And his flexibility of tools and smalls, he's just taken it all before him. So congratulations. I think we're speaking to him tonight as well. Do you think the 2023 Crows front six is better than your 2017 grand final front six? Timmy and I were talking about that today.
No, not yet. They haven't played the same amount of footy together yet. So, very talented. Very talented at the moment. But that 2017 side, we certainly were pretty potent up forward there.
Hey, mate, how's these for numbers? Duday, 24. Hinge, 24. Malera, 23. They're midfield stats. That's a huge game from the back.
Yeah, what's happening down there? They must have been sharing it a bit too much, I reckon.
And you win by, 56 points.
And for them, I think that you'll find in that first quarter, they barely saw the ball. I barely touched it. So I think they prefer it the other way. But our backs are enormous. I reckon the inside 50s are the same. But again, I'll go back to the attitude to limit scores is what I love from our defenders on the weekend. And you talked about Maxi before. I think if you ask Maxi, the leadership and the voice around him has probably been at a super high level, which just allows him to play.
Yeah, and I think you're getting blokes in the right spots. Like Miller has been used on the wing. He was used half forward a bit last year. Now he's on the back flank. He's settled. Key's now that high half forward. A couple of squirts on the midfield, but he's not a midfielder. He's the high half forward. Dawson in the midfield. Murph isn't close to goal. He's further up the ground. Even your role now back into the midfield more. I mean, you can nearly say those 3 wins was when you and Dawson were predominantly through the midfield. And Timmy, you did call that a number of times. So the team just looks so much more balanced and settled with players playing their roles in the right spots, Rory.
I think we've got some great clarity, and that's what we want to keep going after. Is we've got some clarity, and we just want to keep that level of consistency. So we'll keep it nice and simple.
Okay.
Hey, Rory, Chase Jones, we spoke to last night, had a career high disposal game and massive impact. I think 9 score involvements. We could hear the confidence in his voice, and that's been a long time coming. And I asked him that question: are you seeing that on the track now from him?
Absolutely. Seen it all summer. He was probably stiff to miss out on those first couple of weeks. I think myself and Hingy were on those wing roles, and Chase, since he's come back in the side, it's his voice, but it's the way he's attacking the ball, and his courage and his attack on the ball. He's clearly a Tassie boy, because I reckon you learn that either from the Tassie era or the Hills, the way he attacks that footy. So, it's great reward for him, because he's worked his butt off the last few years.
Hawthorn, at best, they're plucky, but in Launceston, they're a tough ask, aren't they? Be a good little test for you, Rory. You touched on it earlier.
I think every game's solid. Again, if you watch footy over the last month, if a team's just 5% off or slightly off in their defensive effort, you can get chopped up. So, again, it'll come back to us and what we want to go after, and that level of consistency I said before that we want to keep building.
I just looked at Launceston's weather on Willy Weather. It's going to be 9 degrees, be a bit chilly. I don't want too many people in long-sleeve jumpers, Rory, and I know you're a big counter of that. So any influence by you, Rory, the old long sleeves?
I've lost a bit of my influence with the long sleevers. There's a few that rock around in them now, so I'll do my best, but I can't promise anything.
Oh, you never do. Rory, just an exciting week. There's no question about that. That football that was played on Thursday, you know, that hope starting to turn to belief. We certainly see that all the way through. You've said it's coming, and it has. So let's keep it up versus Hawthorn this week. And Rory, as always, thanks for your time.
Thank you, and what a ripper turnout for our game as well. That was awesome to play in front of our fans again and get a good win. So appreciate everyone coming out.
Yeah, well done, Roy. And it was Thursday night. It was national TV audience. It was against Carlton, a big team. Round one, gather round. I mean, we had Nixie before the game say, look, this is a big stage, fellas. We need a big game. And boy, did they deliver, Timmy.
Yeah, I think he actually did that on purpose to go, okay, let's see if we can
rally
do
the
it.
troops.
And well played.
He did. Rory Sloane, our guest.
Excellent work. Planning a DIY renovation? Visit You Install It Kitchens. They have custom cabinetry for the kitchen, laundry, linen and much more. Cabinetry that's locally made, fully assembled and quick to deliver. It's the easy way to DIY. Let's do this. If you want to get along to the golf, because we know Live Golf is hitting Adelaide and the Grange Golf Course this weekend. It starts Thursday with the Pro-Am and then Friday with the pros. Hospitality experiences are selling fast, but still available. You can go to livegolf.com to get your place on the course today. But we have a double pass to the ground pass to give away for this weekend. 82230055. This is how we're going to do this. We're going to play a bit of a golf game. Closest to the pin, nippers nearest the pin. We used to play that, yeah.
Used to like that.
5 callers. We're going to let 5 callers participate. Okay. Closest to the pin for this one. If you can be closest without going over, the tickets are yours. 82230055. We'll have the question next.
In the city, got traffic lights out, Flinders Street, Agawla Place, Edwardstown, train v cyclist, railway tourist near the rail line, and in the city, Hindley Street is closed between Grey Street and Fenn Place for uni graduation till around 5:30 this Arvo. Busy right now, South Road Crossroad with the Camera Smart Road at Modbury. Get value every day at Big W with 40% off Dimples Baby organic cotton multi-packs in single suits, leggings and more. Multiple changes for messy feeders, sorted at Big W while stocks last. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. He's the heart and soul of the Adelaide Crows. And each week, Crows legend Rory Sloane sits down with Rowey and Timmy G. Thanks to You Install It Kitchens. Planning a DIY renovation? Visit You Install It Kitchens for custom cabinetry for the kitchen, laundry, linen and much more.
Need a forklift? Don't just get a forklift, get a Toyota forklift. Toyota is the world's #1 forklift brand with a great range of pallet jacks, walkie stackers and reach forklifts right up to their leading Toyota counterbalance forklifts. Legendary reliability and safety with cleaner, greener electric options. Toyota can tailor the right forklift solution for you. It's all part of the Toyota Forklift Advantage. For more, visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au. Get a Toyota forklift.
If you need to fix your pipes, call Precise. Call Precise. If your toilet's blocking up, call Precise. Call Precise. If your lights aren't turning on, or your hot water is gone, or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Precise.
Precise Plumbing and Electrical. Call 1300 700 200. That's 1300 700 200. Precise Plumbing and Electrical. Local and experienced trade specialists.
Or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Call Precise.
Time to find out what's making news in the Channel 7 newsroom as we welcome Rosanna Mangiarelli to the show. And Rosanna, tragedy on the Kokoda Trail.
Yeah, it certainly has been, Tim. This is pretty sad. An Adelaide war veteran was doing the famous walk to raise funds for charity. So he collapsed mid-track, his teen son by his side, just 17 years old, having to witness that terrible stuff. The Live Golf Series sparks a hotel price hike along Adelaide's coast. Fans who were staying in the city, they'll be able to hitch a free ride on public transport. So good news for them. The new mortgage tip to save thousands of dollars after our 10 painful interest rate rises. A cosmetic surgery crackdown, why a psychiatrist could now be involved before any patient goes under the knife. The world's largest rocket scheduled for takeoff in Texas is sitting pretty tight. The mission aborted just 10 seconds before liftoff due to a mechanical glitch. Plus footy legend Gary Ablett Sr. joins the growing list of players suing the the AFL over concussion-induced brain damage. We'll bring you the very latest tonight, 7 News at 6 o'clock, Tim.
Thanks, Rosanna, and all the team at Channel 7. There's only one choice, 7 News tonight at 6.
Did you know in Ghana many people are buried in fantasy coffins that represent their lives? These include coffins shaped like planes, fish, cars, animals, even shoes. For a more simple, affordable option, talk to simplicityfunerals.com.au.
Too many bottles, cans and containers aren't being recycled properly, ending up in the yellow bin or landfill. Direct Collect is solving this for good. Sign up to Direct Collect today and they'll deliver one of their blue bins to you. Once you've filled it with bottles, cans and containers, all you have to do is book a collection and Direct Collect takes care of the rest. Your refund will be deposited to your bank account, or you can choose to donate it to a participating charity or club. Search Direct Collect online.
You loser. Too many school kids are bullied and don't tell anyone. May 12 is Do It for Dolly Day. Your chance to help Dolly's dream break the silence around bullying. Donate to Dolly's Dream at doitfordollyday.org.au.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Rising star Max Michelani to join us after 5:30. It's 22 minutes after 5, but we're getting generous here on the show. We want to give away some tickets to Live Golf.
Well, we are. These are the hottest tickets in town. There'll be an upgrade at the end of the week. It's easy, Nick. You get nearest to the pin. Don't go over. So say the answer's 11. Don't say 12. You're out. So the answer's 15.
Nearest without going over.
Nearest without going out. Nick, Paul,
Yeah,
Ben,
hey.
Damien, Trevor. Here's Timmy!
Yeah,
you were
there it is,
sorry,
there it is.
Sam,
That's
push
all right.
the button.
I can't speak until I hear the music.
Okay. Come on, Nick.
It's as simple as that. Okay, Nick. You just got to give me a number between 1 and 10, okay? How many Australians have played in a Live Golf tournament since its inception?
2.
2?
2.
Thank you, Nick.
Nick's down for 2.
Okay. Paul. Hello, Paul.
4.
4?
4 for Paul.
4 for Paul. Let's go to Ben. G'day, Ben. Got a number?
Yeah, guys, I'll go 5.
5 for Ben. Rightio. Damien. How many, Damien, for you? How many? 6. 6.
Damien's gone 6.
6. No worries. And Trevor. G'day, Trevor.
Yeah, g'day. Gee, don't leave me many numbers.
No.
Give me 7.
7 for Trevor.
Well, I tell you what, Trevor, you're closest and nearest to the pin. For Nippers nearest the pin, you win. Woohoo! How good is that, Trev?
Bloody beauty.
Oh, that's
Bloody
amazing.
beauty. Are you a golfer?
Yeah, real bad, though.
Okay, you'll be able to watch Matt Jones, Mark Leishman, Jediah Morgan, Wade Ormsbury, Cam Smith, one of the best in the world, Travis Smythe, Blake Windred, and Kevin Yuan.
8
How
of them.
good's that? 8.
8 of them all together. Well done, Trev.
Thanks, guys.
Congratulations, mate. You and a friend are off to Live Golf on Friday, the 21st of April. It's at Grange Golf Course this weekend. Hospitality experiences are selling fast, but still available. Get to livegolf.com/ to secure your place on course today.
Good work, 25 past 5. Hello, Malcolm and Highbury.
Hey, Roy.
Yeah, good.
Now, I think there's a couple of points out of this. I admit James Gallagher just had a crack at me a couple of minutes ago on one of them, with that the umpires have got a call for the blow the whistle far quicker. But the player, the action goes on, and that creates far more of a chance of this happening. But for mine, in this case, Merritt drove his head into the ground. We've got to get better. You've got to turn. Concussion, the whole concussion issue is threatening the game's survival, let alone anything else.
Oh,
And
Malcolm, you're turning into a tree hugger, mate. What are you talking about? The Merritt
Roy,
tackle?
No!
Yes, you are.
You've got to get better. Don't be stupid.
Have you seen the Merritt tackle?
Yes.
The player jumped up immediately and played on it. Was high at worst.
Rowan,
Malcolm,
it's
he's going to
dangerous.
miss. Hang on, Malcolm. I'll let you have your say again. He's going to miss the Anzac Day game, the biggest home and away game of the calendar, for a tackle that was slightly high and the player played on. Give me a spell.
Rowey, it's dangerous. We've got to change our thinking. We've got Essendon have wasted a fantastic opportunity to educate. And Rowey, you should be doing that. You should be looking at that. We've got to get our head out of the dark ages. Those days are gone.
Malcolm, there was no malice in that tackle.
Rowey, it's dangerous.
How's it dangerous?
Can't have that. It's a terrible tackle. We've got to get better. It's not whether we like it or not, Rowey. It's got to happen for the game.
Well, you know what? The game's stuffed. Malcolm, the game's stuffed. If you want players missing games for that, the game's stuffed. There's 7 of them being rubbed out for dangerous tackles. Now I get the broad one. There was malice, there was anger, there was intent. He wanted to hurt him. Rub those ones out, but give me a spell with the others, Malcolm.
This is a terrible tackle. It was a shocking tackle.
All right, thanks, mate. We agree to disagree. Where do you sit, Tim?
Look, I liked Sam's description. He said it's what they were talking about was they're not going to penalise the outcome. They're going to penalise the action because they want to get rid of that action. And that's the action I was talking about with Ryan Burton. And
But back, I don't know, let's say 3 or 4 years, it was all about the outcome. So if I did a tackle and you played on, they didn't rub you out.
Yeah.
Now they're penalising the outcome and the action. But more so the action, because the outcome is you've played on. Now it is just the action. If that looks bad, you hit his head, I don't care if he's got a scratch, a graze, a snowplow, a concussion or whatever, you are missing a game. Yeah. What an absolute complete
joke. And to Malcolm's point, that's what the AFL want.
Yes.
They want that action out. And that's why they're penalising it.
Okay.
And they have not backed down on one of them, though, have
they? So 0.5 success rate.
So they're doing it on purpose.
Yeah. I'm a dinosaur. Just a Foodland text. How dare you, crowhead? Yet another crack at Carlton. Yet another self-indulgent show with another Crow interview. Well, mate, if you want to love Carlton that much, dude, no name, move to Melbourne. Go down on a Lygon Street and get your Puttanesca down your gills.
Yeah, look, there was another one there saying that Carlton have a faithful and big fan base. They do, absolutely they do, and I'm glad that they turned out because not only did they turn out, they went to other games because I kept seeing them in all the other games I was at. So well done to all the other supporters that are here in South Australia.
But what an absolute underachieving club since '95. What are we cooking? How are we cooking it? I can smell something. Organic growth. They've done everything. They are just a pathetic club.
Oh, don't keep having a go at them, mate.
Yeah, I love having a go at Carlton.
Love our Carlton people.
You watch the text come in. I'm doing it.
Love our Carlton listeners.
Leith. Is Leith back?
Where's
or is
the
he
love?
still sick from Thursday?
I think
is
he's
Leith
okay.
back tonight?
I think he is. I don't know, actually.
He was in a coma for 48 hours.
Any wonder the way you've been talking about.
Here's the problem with Carlton. Because back in the day, they had paper bags and they filled the things up to the absolute brim. They could buy what they want. They've got to get with the program. You can't buy what you want anymore in the AFL. There's such a thing as a draft. There's development. There's a salary cap. You can't keep cheating, mate.
I think they've realised that.
They've got to get out of. They're going to get their heads out of the VFL sand there.
All right, there's a few
There's a
takes
fair
for you.
crack. Good
Let's
on
go
you,
to the
Carlton.
5:30 headlines. Max Michaelani to join us next.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowey and Timmy G. 5AA Breakfast.
The two major parties saying they're going to work together on reforms to the Reserve Bank. It may include an overhaul of how interest rates are charged and changed.
Informing Adelaide.
Dot point one, the lowest hanging fruit is maybe don't make bold claims about where interest rates are going to be 2 years out.
All their language is basically saying, listen, you idiots, you shouldn't have believed us. Like it's our fault for listening to them.
6 a.m. weekdays on 5AA. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
David Bruce with the latest news headlines. The NDIS scheme is set for a major overhaul as its costs continue to blow out. The opposition has a new look front bench, which will include Senator Jacinta Price as Shadow Indigenous Affairs Minister. The Australian and New Zealand armies have signed a new agreement to increase cooperation. Essendon skipper Zach Merritt will miss next week's Anzac Day clash after the AFL Tribunal upheld his one-game ban for a dangerous tackle. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Worried about cheap insurance? Who offers great value cover you won't regret? Amy does. Before buying insurance issued by Amy, read the PDS and TMD at amy.com.au and consider whether it's right for you.
In the city, got traffic lights out, Flinders Street, Gawler Place. Edwardstown, train v cyclist, railway tourist near the rail line. And in the city, Hindley Street is closed between Grey Street and Fenn Place for uni graduation. Should be wrapping up pretty soon. Busy at the moment, Marion Road at Sir Donald Rabbit Drive, with cameras Kennahan's Road, Happy Valley, and Wheatsheaf Road at Morford Vale. My Car Tyre and Auto, the tyre and auto experts that put people first. Call 13 13 28 or visit mycar.com.au to find your nearest store. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Tomorrow's forecast, cloudy with a top of 19 degrees. Currently, it's 19. More news at 6, and as it happens on 5AA.
Hi Calvin, it's Michael from Automasters here. I've just got your car on the hoist and I just wanted to show you.
Now you can see what we see.
The engine oil is very low. I'll just show you that now.
AutoCam.
This is your cabin filter. As you can see, a fair bit of dust and dirt.
Real-time video sent direct to you from your Automasters technician.
You can see the outside of the throttle body's nice and clean. The inside here.
See any issue firsthand. How good? Real-time reporting with instant SMS approval. Call 1300 Automasters. Great service guaranteed.
I'm here with Adam at Cherry Glen Osmond to see the new Cherry Emoda 5. What a spectacular looking car, but it's more than a showstopper. Why don't we jump in and take a look? Wow, beautiful interior. So Adam, talk us through some of the features.
It has it all, Will, including customisable ambient lights, custom voice commands, safety tech and so much more.
And all from $33,000, which is insane. Book a test drive today at gocherry.com.au.
I'm Sophie, a local Steadfast insurance broker. With access to over 150 insurers, I can arrange the right cover for your business. Find a local Steadfast insurance broker. Steadfast, the strength you need.
Deductibles, exclusions and limits apply. Insurance is issued by various insurers and can differ.
Come on in.
We open our doors to people we trust and care about. And for over 85 years, South Australians have been opening their doors to Rest Haven. In turn, we've been opening doors to an easier, better life at home. From personal care to help with the shopping and social outings, you'll welcome the care that Rest Haven brings.
Some things belong in the bin, like soggy sandwiches, half-eaten apples, hard-earned cash. Wait, give me that. If you're paying for electricity, you're basically chucking cash in the trash. So put your electricity budget towards something instead with Go Sunny Solar's Anytime Payment Plan. With no outlay, you can put what you were wasting on electricity bills towards paying for your solar panels instead. Let Go Sunny Solar keep your cash out of the trash. Visit gosunny.com.au/5AA.
AutoCam.
So this is the air filter out of your car.
Real-time video sent direct to you from your Automasters technician.
It's not actually the wheel bearing. What it is, the handbrake.
AutoCam. Real-time reporting with instant SMS approval. Call 1300 Automasters.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
25 minutes to 6. Going to speak to Hannah Petty shortly from the Adelaide Thunderbirds. Another win for them on the weekend, so they're in fine form. But let's get to a rising star for round 5.
Yeah, Max Michelani is the round 5 NAB Rising Star nomination. He joins us now. Max, congratulations. Great honour.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. Thank you very much.
Good lad. When did you find out? Who rung you? How did it all go?
So Adam Kelly called me the other morning to let me know the good news and told me to keep it a secret. On the team meeting, which is going to come out. I'm not sure if you've seen the video, but
yeah, I did.
It was very good. Very thankful and obviously honoured to get the award. But there's lots of kids around the competition that probably deserve it as well. So it's nice to be recognised.
Good on you. Very humble, Max. So your junior club, who is it? And don't they get a little kick in the with a bit of cash or a couple of footies or something?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what they get, but I grew up playing for the Glenmuggle Rams, so
good lad.
Big thanks to them.
Well, Max, I was just about to ask you that. I mean, about 4 years ago, I was working with Richard Kelly. Of course, his lad Max was playing with you, I reckon. And Archie Richardson, Matthew Richardson, the CEO of Port Adelaide, I reckon he was in your team and what's not. And they said, this Max Michelani kid can play, and mate, that's like. It seems to me like it was only yesterday. You pinch yourself and go, wow, I've come from Glenunga Rams only a few years ago and now I'm playing AFL footy.
Yeah, no, you are right. It has happened very quick. It does feel just for me as well. You know, like I've just been playing underground footy the other day as well, but it's all worked out how it has, and yeah, really excited to be playing AFL footy.
When you came in, there was a lot of talk about, this lad, he can defend on either tall or small. It seems like you've attached yourself to the smaller guys in the first 5 games and done very well on them. Do you have a preference?
Not really. Just whatever the team needs, I'm happy to do. You know, Jordan Butt and Nick Murray are flying at the moment. They're locking down best key forwards in the competition. So it'd be pretty hard to get a gig over them. So, yeah, I'm entirely happy with shutting down the small forwards if I can.
Has it surprised you how you've just slotted into the AFL system?
Yeah, it has been a little bit surprising, but I was pretty fortunate to do a bit of pre-season training down there last year, so I think that gave me a bit of an edge over a couple of boys that didn't get that opportunity in this year's draft, and obviously a lot of familiar faces that have helped me out as well. So, yeah, it's been a really good opportunity to be a part of the Crows Academy, so yeah, I'm happy with that.
You missed out on the Nord 2022 Grand Final team. You're an emergency. 6 months later, you're a NAB Rising Star nomination. It can happen quick, Max.
Yeah, it does happen very quick. I'm super happy with how I'm progressing so far. Obviously, I've got a long way to go and a lot of improvements to make. But, yeah, hopefully the way I'm going, I can eventually get there. And, yeah, as I say, keep improving every week.
Good lad. What have you enjoyed the most about being an AFL player?
I think just the lifestyle, you know, you're around the boys 24/7 and you're just living and breathing footy. That's what I've wanted to do my whole life, and to finally, you know, that dream's come true, yeah, I can't complain at all.
Good lad. Have they attached you to a mentor? Who do you feed off, Max Michaelani?
All the boys have been super welcoming and really helped me out. But if I was to single out one person, I'd probably say Tom Duday. I lived with him for 2 weeks as soon as I got drafted, and he kind of showed me the ropes and gave me lots of advice that's held me in good stead for the pre-season. So, yeah, really appreciate what he's done for me.
Okay. Defenders tend to just stick around defenders, so are you sharing the love with the forwards and the middies? You're not just locking you away, are you? You got cobbers in other areas of the ground, Max?
No. I reckon that's one of the greatest strengths that the footy club's got at the moment. All the boys are really tight, especially us younger boys. I feel like we get along really, really well. So, you know, Rochelle, Soligo, that's a forward and a mid. And then, yeah, I guess the list can go on, really. But we're all really close, and we love playing footy together.
Max, have they spoken to you sometimes when a player gets drafted and they do their first AFL pre-season, and you can start well, but sometimes you get tired, some of the younger fellas, because they haven't been quite used to the intensity for that. Have they spoken to you about perhaps, and I know this is probably in Darren Burgess's bucket, but have they spoken to you about the way they'll manage you?
No, there hasn't been any talk about managing me so far. But yeah, I'm just focusing on, you know, trying to play consistent footy each week, and as long as I'm playing my role and the team's winning, yeah, that's all I'm focused on.
And do they do, like, test you, you know, like your heart rate every day when you wake up? Do you do all that stuff that Burjo normally introduces?
Yeah. When we go out to training, we're all wearing heart rate monitors, so I guess you can get a fair bit of data through that, which I guess monitors how we're tracking and how we're feeling each day.
Max, was it the Port game you ran back with the flight and you got split like a watermelon up the middle, and I heard all the wind in your sails get knocked out? Was it that game?
Yeah, it was the showdown, yep.
Yeah, good lad, because you jumped back up and got back into it. No lingering effects from that, because it was a hell of a hit.
Yeah, well, yeah, thankfully it only winded me, so once I got my breath back, it took me about a minute, and they checked that my kidneys and my ribs were all okay. Yeah, sent me back out there and I was good as gold.
Yeah, well, your dad would have been proud because he'd have jumped up. Now, listen to me, young fella. Hawthorn in Launceston, 9 degrees. Will or will you not be wearing long sleeves?
No, I'll stay away from the long sleeves. I'll leave that to someone else. I'm not sure if I can rock them.
See, Maxie, I just knew it. A good Nord blood, good red and blue blood in this little lad.
Hey, Max, Coach Matthew Nix, he did really talk the game up, and I think deliberately, to see how everybody would handle the big occasion. Everybody handled it very well. I think it was a what would you say, an A+ tick on everybody's report card.
Yeah, I reckon a big spread of contributors tonight, which was really good to see. You know, a lot of the young boys stood up. You know, you see Phil Thorpe, Rankin, Saligo, Rochelle, all, you know, playing their role and contributing to the team, which I think is really exciting, and we're really excited to see where we can take this year, because we all feel like our best footy can beat anyone. So, yeah, it's just a matter of doing it on the day.
You've been likened to a young Benny Hart. Did you know of Benny Hart? You would have been too young to even watch Benny Hart, Max.
Yeah, I didn't watch him, but I've definitely heard about him. Obviously, he's a legend down at the club. So, yeah, obviously honoured to get that comparison. And, yeah, if I'm half the player he is, I'd be over the moon with that.
Similar physique, the way you move, you're clean below your knees, can play tall and small, and you got those massive arms on you like Benny. Are you a ringer, Max?
Oh, it depends who you ask. If you ask me, I'm going to say no. I might have an orange tint.
Betty was a ringer, but sometimes when the sun beams down on your scone, it comes a little bit ginge, Maxie.
Yeah, well, I'll take anything. Since I've got brown hair, so...
No, you'd be right, mate. I'm just taking the P155. Max, enjoy living that dream, because you're certainly playing like it. All the best against Hawthorn in Launceston. And, mate, congratulations again, and thanks for your time.
Perfect. Thanks for having me, guys.
Good lad.
Congrats, Max.
You can see why they threw the kitchen sink at him.
Yeah.
First true father-son for the Crows.
And
Dad,
like I was
Jim,
saying...
four-time.
Your teammate, ex-teammate, Sir Richard Kelly, as I like to call him, he was informing me about Max, you know, right back from under 12s.
There you go.
Yeah, and
he does a bit of
he does do a bit of scouting now. Yeah. So he does a little bit of that, but
I love this
obviously
kid.
got a good eye. But he knew straight away that this lad was going to be good.
So what's the rule? His club gets $1,000, do they?
They do, $1,000 cash, and then about $1,500 worth of footies and other equipment, which has all come from NAB, so that's excellent for the local club.
Western Hospital is, they invest in your safety. They've got an intensive care unit and doctor on site 24/7. My kids were born there, so too were yours.
Correct.
Timmy, here's the injury report, and boy, oh boy, wowee. Whatever Burjo's getting, pay him more. Joshy Worrell is back from a hamstring. He shouldn't be doing hamstrings. Joshy, hey, he can slot back in that team. There's an upside.
Yeah, but he has had that for a while, hasn't he? So
the only injured player is young Hugh Bond. He was picked 50 last year, 185 centimetre. Well, he's a big bull of a middy. He's as tough as nails. He's out with a knee fracture. That's it.
Pretty good list.
One injury.
Round 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
One injury.
One injury.
Swoosh.
Beautiful.
What about your mom?
Captain Tom Jonas could be lining up this week for the Anzac appeal round game against West Coast. So he was arrested for a persistent knee injury. So hopefully recovered from that, which is awesome. Forward Charlie Dixon will need to prove he's fit to play. He jarred that knee in the game, and he had to continue
They did the
on.
ACL test.
Yeah, they did all that. He went back in the ruck and he had to keep contesting. He did that, but he was very sore post-game. So we'll see how he pulls up. And Orazio Fantasia still got that quad, which will be 3 to 4 weeks, keeping him out as well. So just the 3 injuries, thanks to Western Hospital, who now offer a full range of cardiovascular procedures in their state-of-the-art theatre.
Excellent work. It's 15 to 6. Let's check your traffic.
At Martin, got a carvey tree, Battams Road near Addison Avenue. In the city, traffic lights out of action there, Flinders Street at Gawler Place. And at Edwardstown, residual delays, train v cyclists there, Railway Terrace near the rail line. Busy at the moment, Salisbury Highway near the Port Wakefield Road overpass. And we've got Canberra States Road, Morford Vale, and Wandana Avenue at Gillis Plains. Get into Beaumont's only clearance centre at Richmond now for $8 $99 towel rolls and awesome toilets from $350. Beaumont's Richmond only. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. 5AA Nights with Leith Forrest.
Former afternoons announcer here at 5AA, the lovely Belinda Hagen is here. Your good self and Mark Aston at Channel 10.
That's right.
The gag between you and Mark, that made global news.
It was the first time an Australian broadcast reached 10 million views globally.
Is that right?
Leith Forrest. Weeknights from 8.
It made the Ellen DeGeneres show.
On 13.95, Adelaide's 5AA.
great news for people on the move. Budget Car and Truck Rental have a new location, just north of the city at 354 North East Road, Clemzig, open 7 days a week. So, if you're moving out or in, taking a load to the tip, or going on a big trip, you can do it all with Budget Car and Truck Rental. 7 metro locations, including their new site at Clemzig. Call 13 27 27. That's 13 27 27.
G'day South Australia, Cheats here. Over the years I've seen some great South Australian teams, but the best has to be the team from BL Shipway, who I've known for over 30 years. They've been looking after the state's hydraulic and pneumatic needs since 1953. You can find them on Richmond Road with stock on hand from quality brands like Ryco, Rexroth, Hydac and Enerpac. If you can't get to them, they'll send a Ryco 24/7 van to you anytime, anywhere. blshipway.com.au, a South Australian team you can count on.
A shock absorber, CV joint, or maybe a bearing kit. It may seem like just a four-wheel-drive part, but open it up and you'll find so much more. Each terrain tamer four-wheel-drive part is the culmination of 50 years of experience. Every break, every lesson, every setback far from home strengthens everything we do. So when you break down miles from home and you drag out our number, you'll know you're in safe hands. That's the terrain tamer connection, and it comes free with every part.
Do a deal today at Southern Volkswagen. T-Cross style from $35,990. T-Roc R-Line from $48,990. In stock now for immediate delivery. Hurry, stock won't last. Just 25 minutes from the CBD. Only at Southern Volkswagen. LVD 152780.
Good pals are hard to find, but at Parafield Airport Liquor Store, hard to find is our specialty. Whether you're after old reliable pals or want some new pals, Sam, Jamie and the team know just the pals for you. They've made pals with over 200 gins, over 300 craft beers, over 500 whiskies from around the world, and over 2,000 wines. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals. Open till late 7 days. Next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
Things need topping up from time to time, including your COVID-19 protection. Even if you've been vaccinated, boosters can top up your defences and reduce the risk of serious COVID illness. If you're an adult and it's 6 months since your last COVID vaccination or infection, you can now get the latest vaccine. Top up your COVID protection. Visit health.gov.au/top-up to book your free booster or to find out more. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
Sorry, babe, I'm running late, so you're going to have to... Wait, what? KFC's popcorn and nugget feast? $10? What are you talking... Shut up and take my money.
Not everywhere and not forever. Pick up only.
That's date night sorted.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
11 minutes to 6, going to talk live golf after 6 o'clock and the Adelaide Thunderbirds captain Hannah Petty to join us.
Looking forward to that. We've got that $100 Barrow Hotel Group voucher too. We love giving away to good callers.
Yes.
Great callers. Hello, Benny at Croydon.
Hello, Rowey. Hello, Timmy.
Hey, Ben.
How are we tonight, lads?
Good, mate. Yourself?
Good. I need to ring up to vent my anger towards Mr. Rowe.
Oh, Ben, what have I done now?
You have the stage.
So, Rowey, you talk about loyalty in footy and, sticking with one team, and you talk about players being one club players, that sort of stuff. So many South Australians like me, passionate South Australians who love the Glenelg Footy Club, Norwood, Port Adelaide, love the Sandfell. We followed a bunch of players in the 80s to sides like Carlton. We stayed with Carlton, people stayed with Essendon, people stayed with Collingwood and Richmond because they were the sides that had connections to South Australian football, and we love those clubs. I love South Australian football, but what you're saying about Carlton is just incorrect, Rowey. It's just incorrect. You shouldn't be doing that. You should be saying to yourself, there's a demographic here in Adelaide that listen to your sports show, that go for those 4 or 5 teams that I've talked about, and you should be catering more towards that.
Well, we've been told it's about 4% of what we call the others. Crows is around 60, Port gets around the 33, and then there's the others. You're the others, Ben.
So you don't want us listening to you, Rowey, is what I'm saying.
I love you listening, Ben, and I love you ringing up
You
and
told me
having
to
a
move.
crack.
You told me to move to Melbourne, Rowey.
Well, I
you
said
if you want to support,
yes, I did.
I'm South Australian.
Yeah,
I'm South Australian. Why am I moving to Melbourne?
It is un-South Australian to support a VFL team, Ben. There you are. I've said it.
How can you say that?
I just
you
did.
say about
Ben,
loyalty. You
Ben,
say loyalty.
Ben.
So I've supported Carlton through a premiership in '87.
Yeah.
I followed over Kernahan, Bradley, Mark Nayley, Motlop, plenty others, and we celebrated grand finals with them in '87. You expect me to give up on Carlton when the Crows come in '91?
No.
That's what you're saying. But that's what you're saying.
No. What I'm saying here, Ben, if you're that in love with Lygon Street, Carlton, and the success
I'm not in love with Lygon Street. I love South Australian football. I want to stay here.
I'd suggest you move to Victoria, Ben.
Ben, you stay right there in Croydon, mate, and keep supporting your
Come
team.
on,
We
Ben.
love it.
Un-South Australian, son.
So ridiculous, and obviously you're doing it just so you can get spruikers for calls, but that's fine. I appreciate that because I don't think you're that silly to say to say that powerful clubs in the AFL are crap.
Ben, I'm not a fan of VFL. Carlton would be my less liked team. I think I put them on the same run as Port Adelaide.
Ooh.
And, I'm sorry, that's just how I feel, Ben.
Ben, I do this every night.
Yeah, what's happened here, Timmy, is normally I go for the Crows over Port because as a traditional South Australian who hate Port, because that being good. That's what's happening with Rowey. He hates Carlton because we're good. And I'll be going for Port in showdowns from now on. Where I previously went for the Crows.
You're welcome,
Ben, what have you done
You're
since
welcome,
'95? Just outline anything you've done that's good since '95, please.
Yeah, we've played finals under Mick Malthouse, albeit through Essendon drama. However, I'm not shying away from the performance of my football club like you do often, Rowey. My footy club has performed poorly over a period of time, but what I'm saying is this is not about performance of a footy club. This is about how you think that it's okay to denigrate footy clubs on your radio station when you have loyal South Australians who go for those clubs. It's a national competition.
Yeah, you know what, Ben? I should stick my manners back in. You keep supporting Carlton.
Ben, Croydon's very close to Port Adelaide, so pop down. I'll take you to the precinct.
Here we go.
Have a beer, mate.
He's loyal, mate.
Talk about it there.
Benny's
All right,
loyal.
I'm gonna look
Thanks,
after him,
Ben. You put up a good case and you probably won it. Let's go to Matt. Hello, Matt.
Yeah, how you going, guys? Hey, Rowey, just before 5:30, you were talking about, is it the merit thing, the merit case, the outcome was 1 week?
Yeah, you got a week.
And and it used to be about the outcome, not the action. Do you know what has changed?
What?
Class action lawsuits from people of your era. Some of your players from your era now wanting compensation because their brains are cooked. And I think the AFL are just trying to bearing on the caution, that they're trying to do it the right way and just prevent anything happening in the future. Because, I mean, if all these class actions possibly come through, or future ones, I mean, how much money have the AFL got?
Oh, and then people say, it's insurance and they'll pay it, but then your premium goes to a point where it's actually not possible to pay.
They're going to have a sinking fund. It's true. If you look what's happened in the NFL, and we just maybe mirror that here, they've paid out over $1 billion. In actual fact, $1.2 billion to past players.
Do you know how much they make? It's the biggest sport in the US.
Yeah, I get that.
NFL. But what I'm saying is, I'm not sure that in comparison that per dollar, per head, that we're at that level.
No, we shouldn't be. But it scares me that, we're going to wreck the fabric of the game.
Well,
because of a couple
I think Matt was a very good call. Actually, Matt, have a $50 Powers voucher. There you go, mate. I've got that there to give away. Is that okay,
Done.
Sam? You're happy with that?
Give a $50
It was a very intelligent call about why it's happening. You might not like it, but that's why it's happening.
Yeah. Hello, Grant.
Yeah, I just the previous caller stole my thunder, and it was also good to hear Ben's passion. So, but just quickly, just wanted to raise that in the mid-'80s, workers' compensation claims were going through the roof. So, the government's legislated to force companies to make the workplace safer, and there were still people getting large payouts for injuries that the money never lasts them, and now they're relying on Centrelink and whatever. It's the same with the AFL. It's a workplace. The AFL have to make it safer for the players. We who love the game from the 60s, 70s and 80s are not as much in love with it today as we were then because the game has changed, but so has society in general. And the thing being now is the AFL is looking at the longevity of the game, because if all these class actions start going through, it could send clubs or the AFL or both broke. There could be a smaller competition. The money for people to go to games will go up to try and cover these costs. And that's why I believe the gather round, which was brilliant, is one extra round. Ever how many million the AFL getting for that, I'm sure that a fair chunk of that money's been put into the future fund to help cover these potential claims that are coming down the track.
Grant, great call.
Yep.
He was better than Matt.
Oh.
And that Carlton dude.
Do I have to give
you gave him a $50 voucher.
I might have to give another one. I don't know. I don't know how many I've got in my pocket, so I'll have to check. But it was a good call. Thank you very much, Grant.
Thank you. Good man. Hello, Paul.
Good evening, boys. I want to take issue with something Ben said before. He reckons that Rowey's not silly enough to be honest and being serious about his comments. I think he needs to listen to the show a bit more. I mean, I think Rowey is bloody silly, to be honest. And I think it's quite likely that he does genuinely think what he says. Ben.
Hey, Paul, I'm in the entertainment industry, mate. I can do whatever I want in this chair.
Yeah, no, you can, Rowey, and you're not that entertaining, so carry on. What I rang about
Sam, what are you laughing at? Yeah, keep going, Paul.
What I actually rang for is I hope to actually get on when Sam Powell-Pepper was on. I'm a notional Crows supporter, so I've been there since '91, but I can't tell you how much I respect the Port Adelaide club, particularly at this time. They are a genuine club with a team that's playing for its coach, and Sam Powell-Pepper has stood out in the last 18 months for me. He has come on in leaps and bounds, and you see the connection, and the connection's a great word in footy, but you see that every time that boy plays,
he's a ripper.
That the people around him genuinely love and respect his commitment to that club, and for me, that is the essence of a footy club, and sadly, the team that I barrack for doesn't yet have that. It might have it in 20 or 50 years, but right now it's a commercial entity, and Port Adelaide is a genuine club.
Hang on, Paul. What's a notional Crows supporter? You're either in or out. I reckon you're a Port supporter masquerading as a notional Crows supporter, having a sideways crack at the Crows by promoting up Port.
I've been a Crows supporter since they came in. I jumped, unlike Ben, I jumped off of Essendon, who were my team, and I followed the Crows, and I enjoyed the stuff in the 90s. But I've been incredibly disappointed in them in the last decade for a whole range of reasons. Yeah, and they don't have a home and they don't have a heart. That's my honest view.
Well, Paul Cabane. He had a crack at the heart. I'm not entertaining. I'm an idiot. He's a notional supporter. He loves Port, loves SPP. The Crows have no heart. He might have. Actually, Paul, go back to Western.
There's been very strong takes in this last 10 minutes.
Take Paul and Ben down to the precinct, and we'll have a couple of membership forms ready to go.
You've just got to. You'll have to do the introduction for Paul.
And I didn't even have to say a word.
You won't have to do the introduction. Paul knows everything about your
club. He's a good man.
He could read the creed backwards.
1 minute to 6.
The FIVEAA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Australia's first ever Live Golf tournament hits Adelaide this Friday, and we've got your chance to get along.
Make sure you're listening to me and Timmy G all this week from 4 p.m, as we'll have sold out ground passes up for grabs, as well as a money can't buy experience in the garden at the watering hole.
How good, it's going to be huge, so make sure you keep it on 5AA, official partner of Live Golf Adelaide.
Live Golf Adelaide hits Grange Golf Course from Friday. Watch the world's best battle it out at high stakes weekend of golf. Visit livegolf.com.
What if your next holiday was always parked just outside the front door? Dave Benson Caravans sell your next holiday, and unlike an expensive overseas holiday, your dollar remains as an asset, your caravan. With over 120 new or used caravans and campers on display under one roof, the DBC Caravan professionals can tailor your next family holiday to your lifestyle and needs. Your Australian journey awaits and begins at Dave Benson Caravans, 64 Grand Junction Road, Kilburn.
Imagine sleeping better, sleeping longer, and waking with more vitality. Mini Jumbuck McLaren Vale has a range of Australia's favourite wool mattress toppers that increase sleeping comfort by up to 35%. Feel it for yourself. Visit us in McLaren Vale and you can explore mattress toppers plus wool quilts, pillows and protectors. And with factory direct pricing, you might want to sneak in some Ugg boots and comfy wool clothing too. Mini Jumbuck, Australia's favourite wool bedding products for over 45 years. Open 7 days in McLaren Vale.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Partly cloudy, a top of 19 tomorrow. With the 6 o'clock news, I'm David Bruce.
It's nearly tax time. Act now for immediate delivery on Mitsubishi Triton from Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Elizabeth.
Many commuters who use the Seaford rail line have been affected by a serious accident in which a cyclist was hit by a train this afternoon. Emergency services were called to a train crossing on 6th Avenue and Railway Terrace at Ascot Park at around 3 p.m. The Seaford line was closed in both directions. Some services on the Flinders line have also been disrupted. Substitute buses were organised for stranded commuters. While we seem to have been in the grip of typical autumn weather lately, we've got a lot to look forward to this weekend and into next week. Saturday, sunny and 23. Sunday, sunny up to 25. Monday, mostly sunny, 27. And then Tuesday, Anzac Day, a top of 28 degrees, although with showers expected later in the day. Shadow Home Affairs Minister Karen Andrews is calling time on her political career. She's stepping down from the opposition front bench immediately and will be replaced by James Patterson. Also in the reshuffle, Jacinta Price and Michaelia Cash will return to the front bench in the Indigenous Affairs and Attorney General portfolios. Jacinta Price says she's honoured to take on the new role and be able to better represent Indigenous Australians.
I will continue to fight for our marginalised Australians going forward, and I'm very grateful again for the opportunity to do so within this portfolio.
Opposition leader Peter Dutton says the new look front bench will go a long way to helping underprivileged Indigenous youngsters, some of whom are being abused.
A big part of the decision to put Jacinta Price into this portfolio and Karen Little into her portfolio is because we do want to provide a brighter future for those kids.
Major reforms will soon be rolled out aimed at making the National Disability Insurance Scheme more efficient. The NDIS Minister has outlined a 6-point plan to improve the experience for participants and to address ballooning costs. It'll include an increase to the scheme's workforce and a crackdown on dodgy providers. A government-appointed committee is recommending a substantial increase to the job seeker payment. Here's federal political reporter Zach De Silva.
For a single adult with no children, job seeker is currently just under $700 a fortnight. A panel of experts and advocates appointed by the federal government say that's seriously inadequate. The Economic Inclusion Advisory Committee says other payments like the aged pension are much higher and job seeker needs to match them. It's also recommending an increase to rent assistance to keep vulnerable Australians out of financial stress. The federal government says it will consider the findings as it puts the finishing touches on next month's budget.
Officials in Pakistan say a landslide on the main road through the Khyber Pass in the country's northwest has buried more than 20 trucks, with dozens of people feared trapped. At least 2 people have been confirmed dead. Now turning to 5AA Sport. Essendon skipper Zach Merritt will miss next week's Anzac Day clash after the AFL Tribunal upheld his 1-game ban for a dangerous tackle. Collingwood will appeal Taylor Adams' 1-game ban at the AFL Tribunal, but if not successful, he'll also miss the Collingwood-Essendon clash. He was charged with rough conduct over a dangerous tackle on St Kilda's Seb Ross. And Australia's oldest Test cricketer, Ken Archer, has died at the age of 95. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Worried about cheap insurance? Who offers great value cover you won't regret? Amy does. Before buying insurance issued by Amy, read the PDS and TMD at amy.com.au and consider whether it's right for you.
At Beulah Park, at a Carvey Cyclist, Portrush Road near Beulah Road. At Martin, got a Carvey Tree, Bathams Road near Addison Avenue. And in the city, traffic lights out of action there, Flinders Street, Aquila Place. Edwardstown, residual delays, Trade v Cyclist there, Railway Terrace near the rail line. And look out for a camera, Wheatshift Road at Morford Vale. Escape the crowds and live your own way in the stylish 7-seat Isuzu MU-X. Visit your local Isuzu Ute dealer today to discover the range. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
And the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Cloudy tomorrow, a top of 19 after an overnight low of 12. Thursday, partly cloudy, 19 again. Then partly cloudy up to 21 on Friday. And lots to look forward to at the weekend. Currently, it's 18 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News Tonight.
How could it happen? A partially blind driver given his licence back, then he kills a cyclist. Bad behaviour, see the Salisbury councillors' spray that sparked outrage. Short-lived relief, why another interest rate hit for homeowners is all but certain. And fears of stockpiling amid a plan to limit paracetamol sales. I'm Kate Collins. See the full story on 9 News, happening now.
Did you know that Australians are more likely to be cremated than buried, with 7 in 10 funerals now involving cremation? And the popular choice for a simple, dignified service that doesn't cost the earth? simplicityfunerals.com.au.
When you sign with some of the big builders, it can be a bit of a fanfare. Until you have questions. At Lamar Homes, we've got nothing to hide. We're about people, not numbers. So we're always here to answer questions, even the tough ones. lamarhomes.com.au. Here today, home tomorrow.
So many of us had chickenpox as children, right? Well, did you know that after you've had chickenpox, the same virus can reactivate and cause shingles even years later? Shingles typically produces a painful blistering rash that can take up to a month to clear up. It can really disrupt your plans. To learn more about shingles, talk to your doctor and visit noshingles.com.au. That's no spelt K-N-O-W. Individual symptoms may vary. Sponsored by GSK Melbourne.
So you've heard about Call Me Continence products, yeah?
Of course.
Well, they reckon they're softer too.
What's softer than an Angora rabbit?
Yeah.
Softer than an Angora rabbit wearing a cashmere sweater?
Yes.
Softer than an Angora rabbit wearing a cashmere sweater laying on a feather bed?
Yes. Softer than even that.
And if you're on a home care package or an NDIS participant, Call Me will give you a free trial pack worth up to $100.
Oh.
Just go to callme.com.au.
You're such a loser.
Over 340,000 school kids will be bullied this year and won't tell anyone. Help break the silence around bullying. Donate to Dolly's Dream at doitfordollyday.org.au.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
8 minutes after 6. Still a fair bit to come on the program. We're going to speak to Adelaide Thunderbirds captain Hannah Petty and the 5AA Fishing Show with Ned McHenry coming up after 6:30. His special guest tonight, Jack Homsch. Loves the fish.
Jack.
The Homscher burger.
After 6:30 with the great Ned McHenry.
Do not miss, Ned, because you caught a big barrel off of Port Back.
It's bigger than him.
From Port, well, not quite.
No, it was.
Well, takes me half
massive.
To get out and I have a listen all the way home.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, it was a 70-odd kilo tuna. How heavy would Ned McHenry be?
Oh, I don't want to know.
I reckon the tuna weighed more than him.
Could well have.
Just a quick Foodland text before we get on to Peter. Ro, shut up. I'm a die-hard Crows fan. Stop talking. Ben, you're speaking absolute sense, mate. It's Carly from Largs. Ben's getting a lot of support on the Foodland text line.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
That's unusual. Timmy.
Quite significant.
No, he's getting, Ben, if you're listening, you are getting significant support. And Ben, I don't want you to move to Lygon Street.
No,
I really don't.
Take that back.
No, I don't.
No. All right. Hey, one lucky SA golfer had a competition, right? There was the advertiser ran a competition because our Premier, Peter Malinowskis, offered up his spot in the Pro-Am of Live Golf on Thursday. Yeah. No, this was a
genuine
gift to the people.
No, too busy.
So they ran a competition to see who would win it. You have to tee off or putt off, I think it was, to win it. And this man was the winner. Peter DeWitt. G'day, Pete. How are you? Congratulations.
G'day, boys. How are we going?
Look, very well. But tell us about the competition and how cutthroat it was.
Yeah, pretty lucky with that one. I was just one of those things. I entered it just on a whim. I thought, I'll have a crack at that because I'm going now to watch the golf anyway. Put an application in, and then Sunday got this phone call. Hey, you're one of the 5 to have a crack at it. And I've gone, oh, righto, no worries. Come into the advertiser next day, and you've got a putt-off competition, and they rolled out a piece of carpet with a little hole at the end of it, and then there were 5 of us having a crack at trying to putt along this bumpy old bit of carpet to try and get it in the hole, and no one got anything in the first couple of rounds, and then I sort of eyed it off and thought there was a bit of a swing, so I gave a couple of putts and got 2 in a row, and that was it. all of a sudden I'm the luckiest man in Adelaide.
Wow.
Goodness me.
How
Pete.
good is it? I mean, you do play regularly. It says you've got a handicap of 12. You must be all right.
Yeah, yes and no. I sort of play every week, try and get out at least once a week and have a hit. So I'm trying to maintain that handicap. It'll be put to the test on Thursday, though, on that course, that's for sure.
Now, if you had a choice, which one of the live golfers would you like to be paired up with?
I think it'd have to be Mickelson. To go out with a legend like that would be unbelievable. Cam Smith would be definitely on the list as well. Any of those boys, but just the opportunity to go out and play with these guys is just an opportunity that's just too good to be true.
What do you like off the tee, Pete? Because there's going to be some pressure on you.
Oh, that first one's always
nerve-wracking. Absolutely, yeah. I look, if I can keep my nerves under control and put a good swing on it, then should be able to keep it reasonably straight. Hopefully, it doesn't go too far right.
Are they Ambrose?
It's some obscure competition where the three amateurs play together. So we take the best tee-off shot, and then we play the holes out from that. So, it's a different sort of format. I haven't seen it before, but it should be a heap of fun. Okay.
When was your last windy?
When was my last what, sorry?
Windy, an air swing. You missed the
fresh
whole,
air.
The whole
Mate, don't do those.
Oh,
no,
stop
I haven't done one of those for a while.
Have you?
I'm claiming that now. That'll probably be the first tee-off on Thursday.
Do you own a sandshoe wedge?
A sandshoe wedge?
No.
You
Is
kick
that
it out.
one of your terms?
Yeah, no. You start.
Come on, Pete. You know this one.
All these terms, I don't know, mate. I hit the ball, hit it straight, and so forth. So none of these terms that obviously come off the hackers course that you boys play around on. Don't have those terms in my head.
So you're clearly not a Naga.
Not a Naga, no. That one I do know. Hopefully I'm not there.
Yeah. Hey, mate, yourself, you're a small business owner, is that right?
Yeah. So I run a small business. I done a few things. I did actually work down at Port back when Timmy was down there, about 25
Yeah, I remember
years
that.
ago.
Yeah.
So let's not dwell on that. But got a small business now and import a niche range of products from China, sell them around the country. And one of the products we sell is little ball markers for golfers.
Yes.
So we do those types of things. Very niche.
Good on
but
you.
yeah, keeps me busy.
Great idea. Might have to get one off you because a mate of mine, he's a Gallagher, so he's got a little four-leaf clover that he puts on his...
nice.
Yeah, so I like it, and I'm a bit jealous of it. I'll have to get the old texter out, so I better come and see you, Pete. Grab one at the Live
There
Golf.
we go. Well, I'll be down at Grange on Thursday. Pop round.
Well, I'm coming to watch. I'm
goodness
coming to
me.
watch the
Timmy.
Pro-Am, so I'll say good day when I'm there, Pete.
Timmy,
So,
you're tight
Yeah,
ass.
no
You've got plenty of
heckling,
money.
no
Buy your
heckling.
own.
yeah, I'll buy it.
Don't put
I'm
me
happy
off my
to pay.
swing.
I won't do that, mate. Hey, congratulations, mate. Yeah.
Pete, Premier Malinowskis gave up his spot. You want to give him a
he
shout
did.
out?
What a legend, yeah. And he's doing such great things for South Australia. Honestly, the things he's done with the footy last weekend, the golf, and he's doing a good job. So let's
done.
support him.
Pete,
What a good
enjoy.
man.
Look us
we'll
up
do.
on Friday because we'll be down there and we'll get you on and we'll see how you got on.
Yeah, no problems. That'll be great. Thanks,
Good on you,
boys.
Pete.
Thanks for chatting with me.
Hit him
That's
straight,
it.
buddy. Hit him straight.
In the
We'll do.
paper,
Yeah.
it was in the paper today.
Yeah.
On with us. He's going to play Thursday. Isn't it 12 grand?
The spot to pay to play. You
Is it-
mean?
have they put
Yeah,
it
I think
worth
it was
10
12
or 12
grand, but
grand?
yeah.
Wow.
So
Hello,
Good money.
Dougie.
Yeah, good day, guys. Just ringing up about the Crows. I think you forgot to mention to your old mate Carlton supporter about Chris Judd's deal with the Vizzy, and then Kurt Tippett, and we get a big penalty. That's how the AFL works for you. But let's not get into the politics too much.
Oh, mate. Look, Benny's a bit sensitive,
But that's not what I'm calling about. I'm calling you about the Crows and how winning's expected down there now, whereas the last couple of years you hope to win, but most games, as a supporter, maybe not as a player, but as a supporter, you went to a game thinking, oh, hopefully we're competitive for three quarters today. So much more enjoyable going to the footy.
Isn't it?
And for the players' development, for expectation to win, I think that's so beneficial for player development.
Absolutely,
rather
Dougie.
than,
Absolutely.
rather than just hoping to win. So
Yeah,
no,
well
good
done,
on
Doug.
them.
I think the Crows now, from what I've seen this year, over 5 games, in periods of games in the last 3, they're up to their eyeballs with any team now. I think you could confidently say, if they're at their best, they could win. I couldn't say that for the previous 5 years.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's one of those things.
If buts and candy nuts.
Yeah,
I get
that's the issue. I think you just keep doing what you do, keep your head down, bum up, and keep ploughing ahead. Have a look mid-year and say, okay.
There you go. Good
because
call.
early wins, and I've got to say this is money in the bank.
Oh.
And it was what I said to Sam Powell-Pepper when we interviewed him, mate, you're 3-2, not 0-5.
Better than 0-5.
It's so much better to be in that scenario,
Of course it is.
because you're not trying to chase points because you've already got 12
That's
of them.
exactly
it's great.
right. Hannah Petty for the Thunderbirds after the break. We've got Josephine.
Hello, my dear friend Rowey.
Oh, Josephine, that sounds like I'm in trouble.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, God.
Rowey, I've been listening to you for a number of years. You know that, if you can remember me.
Yeah, I can,
But
Josephine
Rowey,
from Flinders Park.
thank you. Oh, it's on the computer.
No, it's not. Or a guest. Come on, spit it out. What have I done wrong? Come on.
No, well, first of
Come
all,
on.
don't lower yourself to the standard of the Victorians, please.
Yeah, correct. Good advice.
You know, tried to watch that program. I missed the beginning of the program that Caroline's on last night. I haven't watched footy hardly at all for the last couple of years because it really has rubbed me the wrong way. I'm sick and tired of the Victorians
Footy classified.
and the way they treat us.
Yeah.
And we really showed them at the weekend what we're made of.
Didn't we? What, Josephine?
Oh, we did. I can't go to the footy anymore. I can't afford it. I'm a pensioner and I'm not working anymore, so I can't go.
Damn it.
Yeah, but, I love my Crows. I love Tex. I love them all. I love Sloaney. I love Texas kids and Sloaney's kids. I don't know when they have meetings to say when they're going to make another one because they always seem to have one at the same time.
Oh, I think they put a zipper in it, Josephine. 3 each.
Anyhow, lift the game and don't be like them.
Thank you, Josephine. Good advice. No, that's that.
Thank
You know what?
Josephine.
Don't lower your standards, Timmy.
Took
Class,
Josephine.
You can't buy class. You either got it or you haven't.
Took Josephine, to call and put you right because you weren't listening to anybody else.
Yeah, I listened to Josephine before you.
Yeah, fair enough too. So do I. I love yous all.
18 after 6.
Wins net
The
on.
5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. He's a key defender for the Adelaide Crows and a fan of fine films. Join Tom Duday with David and Will each Thursday on 5AA Breakfast, thanks to Leader Computers.
Leader Computers, Australia's largest Australian-owned PC manufacturer, based right here in Adelaide.
I got a call from the bank, their usual phone number. They said someone had access to my account. You need to transfer the money to a safe account. They gave me the number. Alarm bell should have gone off. I transferred the balance. And then I thought about it. It was too late. I felt sick. It wasn't the bank.
Banks will never call you and ask you to transfer money to another account.
You gotta hear those alarm bells.
A message from the Australian Banking Association.
Tired of your rent and bills going up and up and up? Pump them down with EcoVantage. It's easy to switch your existing hot water system for an energy-efficient heat pump, even if you're renting. And thanks to federal and state government facilitated subsidies, it could cost as little as $0. Start saving hundreds off your water heating costs. Hit up your landlord and ask for the EcoVantage switch. Visit ecovantage.com.au. T's and C's apply.
At Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, we believe you shouldn't settle for anything. You deserve the best. So why settle for an SUV when you could be enjoying an SUVW? Come and see our range of T-Roc and T-Cross, the small SUVs that are big on features. Don't wait months for your new T-Roc or T-Cross, and don't settle for an SUV when you can own an SUVW today. From Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, Salisbury Highway, just a short drive from the city.
If the team at Lamar Homes were magicians...
Hey, presto!
They'd be terrible at it because they have nothing to hide. When you build with Lamar Homes, there's no secrets, no smoke and mirrors, and you can view your home at any stage just to make sure you're happy with everything.
some builders won't let you do that. Not Lamar. LamarHomes.com.au. Here today, home tomorrow.
Give your body a boost. Explore the exciting range of vitamins at Chemist Warehouse. Sleep well with BioGland Sleep 90 tablets, $15.49. Try Wagner Professional Immunity Force 60 capsules, $18.19. Reach for Lifespace Probiotics plus Stress Relief 50 capsules, $30.99. And try Wonderlust Plant Omega 3 60 capsules, $31.99. Chemist Warehouse. Great savings every day.
Hi, I'm Peter Berkowitz from Berkowitz Furniture. We've been a furniture family for a long time, 125 years in fact. And to mark our anniversary, we're introducing special pricing on all our furniture. Save on famous Norwegian designs like Stressless and IMG, and quality Australian-made furniture customised for you. It's the Berkowitz anniversary sale. So come in and get comfortable because we're going to be here for a long time. Berkowitz, we're a furniture family. Mile End Homemaker Centre.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
21 minutes after 6, Neddy's fishing show coming up after 6:30.
Shadow Boxer.
Oh, it's a good
Bit
song.
of Angels.
I tell you what, there was some fighting spirit
Yeah.
at Netball SA Stadium Saturday when the Thunderbirds defeated the Melbourne Vixens 61-50. Their skipper's on the line, Hannah Petty. G'day, Hannah.
Hello, how are we both?
Well, we're okay. What about you? You didn't play, mate.
No, I played this week, so it's great to be
Good.
back, and I'm very excited that we got the win. But, yeah, good to be back on court finally.
Well, it was a good win. I was just looking, it was very consistent. Gee, I tell you what, I thought the defending by the team was outstanding. There was a turnover just before three-quarter time, I think. I just thought that was sort of typical of the defensive efforts all day.
Yeah, definitely. I think we pride ourselves on defence, and it's a full team effort. I mean, if we can intercept the ball in our goal third, we'll do it, and that's what we pride ourselves on, that pressure. But, I mean, when you've got Laddie, Tilly and Shammy absolutely dominating in the back end, it's really exciting to watch from the sidelines, and then obviously that transfers through into our attack end. We get a lot of confidence from it.
And the wing defence, I think it's Wilson. Just love the way she goes about her work.
Oh, she's amazing. She is a phenomenal athlete, and the things that she can do on the netball court is crazy. I just sit back and admire her at times. She's just growing in confidence from game to game and transferring more to wing defence this year than probably goal defence last year, and it brings a different element for us, and I think that's something that's our strength, is that we don't know what we're going to line up with each week as well.
Well, hang on a sec. Aren't you the WD? Are you going to start on the David Dench, Hannah?
No, well, Laddie's taking my spot early on, so I have to work hard to get back out there. But, no, I got a bit of centre this week, so it's good to be back in centre, and I always love wing defence as well.
Yeah, well, we've missed you. Round one, we smashed the Firebirds by 15. Swifts, I know we drew. That was a different story. Lightning by 24. We beat the Vixens last week, 11. We only lost the Giants by 5. When we get it together, we're smashing teams. So I know that's 5 games. Where do you think you sit right now in the season as far as talent?
Yeah, look, we're very happy. I mean, we've walked away with 3 wins, a draw, and 1 close loss. And I think this weekend's going to be an amazing contest for us. FIVEAA haven't lost a game yet, so to come up against the benchmark of the competitions and last year's premiers, we'll really test ourselves out. But we're going in full of confidence, which is probably something we've been lacking in other seasons. We'd win 1 or 2 and then have a couple of losses. So to see that consistency in each game has been amazing, and we're just riding with it.
I think you can push them all the way. Cardwell, of course, your goal shooter, doing a great job, but I think it might have been the third term as well, which she copped a nice old slap on the chops. How did she recover from that?
Yes, no, she let us know that she got one hit in the face, but, I mean, she's the ultimate professional. She didn't take that shot, but then nailed a 2-pointer soon after, so we all knew she was fine, and that's just sport, I guess. You get hit in some places that you don't want to, and you just got to get on with it.
Now, what makes the West Coast FIVEAA so good? Why are they playing so well?
Oh, they've got a goal shooter that's so dominant in Janelle Fowler. I mean, I think she's only missed something like 2 goals for the whole season. So it's going to be a massive defensive effort up forward to try and not let her dominate like she usually does. But then they've also got the Diamonds defence end up the other end of the court. So it's going to be a great test, but I truly think we've got the game style and some tactics in play. We're going to throw something different out at them that hopefully surprises them and catches them off guard.
Excellent, mate. Well, all the best over there in Perth. Beat them, come home with a victory against the undefeated team.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. That's the skipper of the Thunderbirds.
Well, it'd be good
Petty.
to have her back. And, gee, they're filling the stadiums when they're back home. You can't get
awesome.
the damn tickets. They're outstanding. Earlier today, Zach Merritt went up to the AFL Tribunal to see if he could overturn his, rough conduct, tackle
suspension
charge, which I thought was amazing that he didn't. It was upheld.
Pretty raw. It's obviously just happened moments ago, so still sinking in, but yeah, massively disappointing.
This is Anzac Day because of it.
Anzac Day. So is it the action, or is
now
it the
is.
outcome?
Now it is, and I think Matt earlier in the day called and said exactly that. It's about protecting the head, as we know, but it's also about the lawsuits that are happening. There's no doubt that if the AFL aren't really hot on this, then it's going to come back to bite them. That's what it's about.
So is the bump's dead? We know that, but we still see it. Is the tackle dead? But we still see it.
I think the three coaches that we had on earlier, the grabs
had
that
three
we had
opposing opinions,
and there was complete confusion as to what to do next.
Coach it out, teach it out,
put
up with it, or just keep cracking in. See, Fagan, who coaches Brisbane, his motto was pretty much, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. If we lose one, we lose one. Yeah. This is what will happen, Timmy G, in a prelim.
I don't know.
If a player gets rubbed out for what Merritt did, what Pedler did.
What I saw at the beginning of the show, I still say that the two action wasn't around when we played. So it's come from somewhere. It's come from some training and practice on how to tackle.
Well, okay. Would Merritt be happy? Would the club be happy? Would any of us be happy as AFL lovers if you missed a grand final for that tackle? Hold that thought for tomorrow.
All right, done.
Because Ned McHenry's out there and he's got a big tuna under his arm.
That show, the 5AA Fishing Show, is coming up next.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G. 5AA Breakfast.
Did any of our listeners get a teddy bear sent to them by Olivia Savas, the member for Newland? She's bought 100 graduation bears and sent them to the families of Year 6 graduates.
Informing Adelaide.
That's a nice gesture, except we all paid for it.